Hello everyone, Grantfly here. Welcome to another Premodern video. So I apologize, I am sick right now and I wasn't going to record, but I figured, hey, I'm planning to play in this Magic Online challenge anyway. Might as well record for posterity. And in the last comments section, people were saying they wanted to see some more Moneyball Black content. So this is it, and you'll have to withstand the sick nature of my voice if you want to watch. Or put it on mute, I guess. You could do that. Anyway, this is the Moneyball Black deck that everyone knows and loves at this point. If you are unfamiliar with this, there's some previous videos on my YouTube channel about it where I basically built and played the first versions of this deck back, I don't know, last summer around then, and it has gone on to be pretty successful in pre-modern. It won Spanish Nationals in the hands of Sebastiano Gabrielli, and I've had some success with it. I won the Fall Brawl with it, and I've placed in one of the challenges, top four with it, but I haven't done exceptionally well, I would say, but you know, it's all right. Um, Interesting things about this build, I have forsaken entirely Phyrexian Arena, and I wrote about this and all aspects of it in a comprehensive deck guide to the deck, which I will link in the description here, and it's also in the channel description, I believe. Um, but essentially, my beef with Arena is that it makes your mono red matchup worse if you ever draw it, because it's like a card you can't really afford to play or you'll lose. And even in other matchups, which first of all, one of the big ideas behind this deck is it has a mono red matchup that's actually not horrible, unlike most of the rest of the black decks. So I don't love the idea of any cards in it that make it worse, or much worse. I think Graveborn Muse is actually not as bad because the matchup usually ends up being a race, so at least this attacks for 3. It also doesn't trigger Pyrostatic Pillar, which a lot of there are versions of the red deck that are playing now. um, and the other reason I don't love Arena is that I've just had too many games where I get it down early and it sticks around and I still lose. The thing with this deck is it's playing Dark Ritual, it's playing a bunch of discard spells, it's playing a bunch of lands, and a lot of these cards are not really great to draw later on. So Phyrexian Arena is often just drawing you into more cards that are not that good at the time you draw them, and you're losing a life every turn for the privilege. Don't get me wrong, there are some matchups where it's still amazing, like any control deck where you can just afford to pay infinite life for cards that, and the discard is good against them, so it's extra good against control. But it's pretty bad against aggro. I have not found it to be that game dominating in the mid range matchup. And you could just play Graveborn Muse, which does basically the same thing, but also clocks them and blocks, or blocks. So it just has a lot more going for it as a card. But in exchange, it does cost 1 more mana. But I think, this is our only 4-drop in the main deck, so I think we can afford it. Other interesting changes, I have added a Chainer's Edict to the main deck instead of the third Smother. Basically, there's more stuff around that is good to Edict than there used to be. There's a Reanimator deck that reanimates Achromas and stuff. There's Enchantress where Edict is live and Smother does nothing. And I feel like there's some other stuff too, but I am kind of blanking on it at the moment. Anyway, other than that, there's nothing else too much interesting. Still playing Dark Ritual. I still haven't been convinced that it's right to cut them. Although I think in some matchups you do want to board some out, or maybe all of them out, depending. I'm still playing Curse Scroll. This card is pretty hit or miss, but when it's good, it's really, really good, and it doesn't lose you the game against a matchup where it's not great, unlike Phyrexian Arena, which does lose you the game in a matchup where it's not great. Those matchups revolve around other cards, but it's not like if you draw a Curse Scroll, it's like game-losingly bad. But Phyrexian Arena is that way. Anyway, so what else? Sideboard, another Graveborn Muse for those grindy matchups. Drain Life. I was about to cut Drain Life, but I think it's back to being the life gain spell of choice against red because there are versions with Pyrostatic Pillar running around, which I mentioned, and this card is really good because you can play it for X equals 2 or more, and it won't trigger Pyrostatic Pillar. So you get to drain them, and you don't get dinged at all. And the matchup is usually quite close, so having an effect like that is often game-winning. Sorry for the congestion. What else? Gloom, Dystopia, Engineered Plague. Still rolling with these. I have relented and I'm playing a Powder Keg in my board because I have gotten tired of losing to the Rack and other Curse Scrolls. It has some limited it has applications besides that too, so it's just a card you can bring in a lot of places. I still don't love it because it's so slow to actually do what you want it to do, unless you're playing to pop it on 0, I guess. But I'm playing it because it is good against those things, and it can do some other stuff against other things. Feudal Charm is an extra anti-aggro card. And, yeah, Hypnotic Specter is still great. I don't know. Nantuko Shade is still great. Spawning Pool is still a card. So, that is the preamble. Please like and subscribe if you are enjoying the videos. It would really help the channel. And we will be back for round 1. Here we are in round 1. Let's take the play. Let's see. Yeah, this is a 1-lander, which I don't love. But it has Rats into Therapy. It has a removal spell. We're going to have to draw Swamp, obviously. Yeah, I don't know. Is this actually a keep? That's the question. If only I had an Arena, I could just slam that turn 1. It would be better than Curse Scroll, probably. You know, I think this is a hand we need to show some discipline, and we need to mulligan. Okay. This is better, actually. Turn 1, Hippie. Turn 2, nothing. Turn 3, Hippie. I like our chances better with this than just, like, hoping to draw land. Because with that other hand, what are we doing exactly? We're just, like, therapying, blind, maybe playing a Rats, maybe flashing it back, but then we have nothing going on. So I think that's key. I think that's the right way to go about it. They also mulliganed. We will put back a Factory, and we will proceed. I guess you could make them... You might think that it's better to put back Dark Ritual, and it might end up turning out to be better, but I don't think it's correct to give up on the turn 1 Hippie if you have the option. So that's what I'm going to do. And just to be clear, the choice there is like, do we put back Dark Ritual and keep the second Factory? But then our hand is just really doing nothing till turn 3. So that's why you play Ritual, so you don't have to do nothing in the first 2 turns and probably lose, because I can't think of a lot of decks that can afford to do absolutely nothing in the first 2 turns besides play land. Goblins. Okay. Well, okay, that's a good draw. So, I mean, we could try blocking, but then this Chainer's Edict just, like, it just eats the lackey later. So we might as well just Edict now, I think, and do our thing. Edict you, and then start getting in with Hypnotic Specter. On turn 2, which is only possible if you play a turn 1. For the Dark Ritual haters out there. I'm getting ported. That kind of sucks, because now I can't play my Hypnotic Specter. I'm going after my Swamp or my Factory? Factory. That makes sense. Okay, well, we will get to play Hypnotic Specter next turn. I can yield to that. Got a land. Played my land. Okay, I pass a turn. They play another land. What are we seeing? Another lackey. Okay, and littering and nothing. Okay, upkeep. Port my Factory, presumably. Yes. Draw. Edict. So I'm going to get one of their cards. They're going to have 2 cards next turn. I could just Edict them, or I could play Specter. If I play Specter, they can't get in unless they have 1-drop Goblin plus Gem Palm, and then they would need to cycle into something to actually do with the lackey trigger. So given how unlikely all of that is, I am going to play Hypnotic Specter. I could get punished, but I think the odds are extremely low, and this is a way to try to take over the game. I mean, I don't know, just getting the second Hippie down here seems extremely good. Now I'm reconsidering this, but no, yeah, I think it's worth it. We'll see if that comes back to bite me. Because the thing against Goblins is you do need to, like, close the game. Because eventually they can just top deck. All right, there's the Fanatic. Am I getting punished? Seems like maybe not. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and Edict them here. I don't think this Edict is getting a ton better. And I can play any card I draw except another hippie and a Graveborn Muse. Well, I couldn't play Graveborn Muse anyway. So let's edict you. See what you want to do here. Concede. Okay. I forgot what I was saying before. I was talking about how you need to close the game against Goblins because they can eventually top deck their way out of it with, get to 4, play a ringleader, etc. So you need to balance it's a careful balance between defense and offense. Okay. Or like preventing downside versus establishing your own board. So it's good to get game 1 because we have a lot of cards to board in. And game 1 is usually their best game against us. Yeah, what happened that game? They had a turn 1 lackey, we had Specter, and we had the removal spell. So we kind of had it all there. Sorry, opponent. Okay. So, no, I don't think I want Graveborn Muse, but the rest of this stuff is good. Plagues, Funeral Charm for the early lackey. Edict, I'm not sure about Edict, actually. Powder Keg is not great here because the goblins you really care about have a high converted mana cost, so it's pretty inefficient to try and kill them that way. They look to be mono red. Well, I guess I shouldn't say that. It's hard to say. They did have Wooded Foothills, so maybe not. Actually, probably not, I guess. But if they bring in Naturalize and stuff, it doesn't really change what we do, I don't think. Okay, so what are we taking out? This is always the question. And the answer is Duress, because it has so few targets. Even if they board in Pyrokinesis or Naturalize or something, I just don't think it's worth it when the odds of it whiffing are so high. Because even if they do that, that's still like 6 cards in their whole deck, basically. And so we want that. And then the last card to take out is probably either a Shade, just because it doesn't match up that well against Gem Palm and Mog Fanatic, or could take out Diabolic Edict. I think Chainer's Edict is better than Diabolic Edict because the flashback potential the game can drag on. Or potentially even a Hypnotic Specter on the draw, just because it's hard to, it's another 3-drop. I think I'm going to take out the Shade, one of the Shades, and go with that. There's also possibly an argument for boarding in a Drain Life. There always is, because Drain Life can always do something, but it's pretty inefficient, so okay. And of course we want to leave in all our rituals because we have Engineered Plague that we want to ramp into. Yeah, so this hand is this hand's quite bad. I mean, it doesn't have a second swamp, it doesn't have an answer to turn 1 lackey, and we can't play any of our double black cards, so pretty easy mulligan, I think. They kept. Okay. Yeah, I mean, so this is why we do this, right? We got Engineered Plague, and we have Swamp and Ritual to power it out. So we're going to keep, and the question is, what do we put back? It's kind of tempting to put back a Rats and try and build up to Graveborn Muse and use that to take over the game later. We're going to try that. I'm not sure how it's going to work out, but let's give it a try. Okay, there's a Fanatic. Therapy. So we could wait on the Plague. What would we want to name with Therapy here? I mean, usually the card I'm most afraid of is Goblin Ringleader. And I guess Naturalize because of the fact that it can kill Plague. Let's go ahead. We can get the Ringleader later. So let's go ahead and just name Naturalize. They did show us Wooded Foothills. Oh my god. They had 2 Naturalizes in it, and they still have Tranquil Domain. That is quite a hand. I've also heard that they take out some number of Ringleaders in order to fit in these cards against us, which kind of hard for me to understand because Ringleader's like their best card. So is it really worth it? I don't know if that's true. Maybe that's just something I heard. I don't play Goblins ever, so I really have no idea. Okay, still no second land, which isn't great, but we can buy a lot of time by playing this Plague, and we kind of have to because we don't really want... Well, we do have Snuff Out for the lackey, but then what am I doing here? Just doing nothing? Would have been great if we drew a second land. I suppose we could just pass, Snuff Out the lackey, and it feels bad to Snuff Out the lackey, though, when we have the answer to it. It's fine. Let's just make them use it. They can kill our Plague, and we will continue playing the game. Goblin. Because if I play Rats, they can just kill it with the trigger on the stack with Fanatic, and then it will not do anything. Alright, so our Plague's going to get blown up. That's alright. Would love a land, but I cannot draw one, so that's cool. Okay, they blow up our Plague, which we knew was going to happen. Fanatic. Okay, a land would be great here. Get their last card. Might be a Ringleader. Oh my god. Alright, pass the turn. No land. Again. Playing 24 lands, by the way. Just saying. Okay, take one. They must have like a gajillion like Ringleaders and Siege Gang Commanders. All right, there's a land. So we're going to get one card, which is still pretty good. I don't think I'm going to blind therapy here. Mountain. They held a mountain. I have to think about why they would do something like that. Why on earth would you hold a mountain? I mean, obviously you're trying to protect something in your hand, but what? If it's Ringleader, it can't be Ringleader because they would just slam Ringleader last turn. What turn did they? Yeah, they didn't play a land, so they already had their land in play. I guess it could be Siege Gang. I feel like you would play a land there too. Could be like Pyrokinesis or something. I feel like the land's better than that. All right, I'm not going to therapy because I have literally no idea what they could be holding. I mean, it could just be another Naturalize or something, or a Tranquil Domain or whatever. If it is, that's fine. I am going to go ahead and trade. Even though this play can kill it later, they could just kill my rats anyway, so might as well trade now. And that turns my Edict back on. Another Fanatic, sure. Okay. So now we're going to see what their last card was. And I'm very curious. It wasn't Naturalized. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, that's like the only thing it really could have been. So, I mean, we're in a good spot, but we still aren't getting any lands. So we need to just hope we do before they, like, peel a Ringleader off the top. If we Edict, they just kill our rat. Yeah, I don't love that. I'm going to wait. Okay. We do have a lot of removal. We have 2 plagues. We have everything we need. We just need to draw some lands. Incinerator, targeting our rat. I guess, yeah, that's fine. I'm not going to snuff out the Mog Fanatic, I don't think. Because, like, if I use removal spell, they just kill it with the rat, with the Fanatic, so it's the same thing either way. However, now that this is dead anyway, I will go ahead and smother the Fanatic when they tap my land. Take 1, sure. Yep, it's tapped. Draw Withered Wretch. Okay, that's not horrible. We can play a 2/2. So we've had everything we've wanted this game except drawing lands. Pile Driver. That's beatable. I'm going to go ahead and Edict this when they tap my land. All right, we got a swamp. That's nice. Pass the turn. Now if they play Siege Gang, we can play Engineered Plague. All right, Ringleader. That was definitely the best draw. However, they only find a lackey off it. Not ideal. All right, we get Bash for 2. I'm not going to snuff it out. I think there's probably more important cards. Although, it's a consideration for sure. Possibly should have. Dark Ritual. That's pretty good. In fact, I think it's worth ritualing out Plague and playing Withered Wretch right now. So we'll do that. Play a 2/2 and pass the turn. I'm not that eager to get Graveborn Muse in play. We'll get it eventually. Oh, second port, so maybe not. But it's fine. Eventually we'll draw lands. Yes. If we draw one more land, we can just cast Snuff Out, which I kind of like. I don't really want to take 4. And do we trade 2 for 1 here? I think I still don't. I don't think we want to do that, but I'm not sure. I mean, most of their draws don't do anything at this point, but that is one that does. So I'm glad we didn't attack. All right, let's see what they reveal. A Pile Driver, and that's it. All right, so this next plague might prompt the concession. I'm not going to bother eating anything out of the graveyard. Okay, Engineer Plague number 2. Goblin, okay. Attack for 2. They have not been very lucky with their Ringleader flips. I will admit that. Yep. Get my lands tapped. Specter's good. I think we can afford to play this Graveborn Muse. We can always sack it to therapy if we were very scared of something, but it does add to the clock pretty well. All right, our opponent has conceded. We are on the play. This is an interesting one. No ritual, 2 hippies, 2 duress, no second black, no removal. This could go very badly, but I'm going to keep it because if you couldn't tell already, I hate to mulligan. Like, those first 2 hands had to be really bad. Are we on the draw? No, we're on the play, yeah. So that's even better. Okay. I think I knew we were on the play when I made that decision. What do we got here? Enchantress. Okay, so this hand could be quite good against Enchantress if we can get our land. What do we want to take? I mean, Wild Growth, obviously. I don't even know what I'm talking about. Just a rhetorical question. Yes. Slow them down as much as possible. This is not a good matchup, but I would say this hand has the tools to win. It would be great to draw an Edict or a Therapy or a Swamp. All right, one of the 3. I'll take it. So they're going to get to Enchantress, which isn't the best, but we can duress them. Let's get rid of all these first. Duress you again. Okay, they just drew a land. I'm actually starting to... I didn't really consider the Worship before, but now I'm starting to wonder if I can actually beat it. And I can, but I would need to draw an edict. Okay, let's think. So I take a card here. They play Enchantress. I play Hippie. They have 3 lands. I attack for Hippie once. Then they maybe play Worship. Yeah, I should probably take Worship. I mean, on the other hand, this is a card they can definitely play off Enchantress, whereas, or the Seal they can definitely play, whereas Worship, they play Enchantress, I play Hypnotic Specter, they play something, I attack once, they play. Yeah, I mean, the odds of hitting the Worship are pretty low, actually. I don't know. This might be playing too scared, but I am going to take the Worship. I'm not attacking with this factory, so I'll just play a Swamp. I guess I'll hold the Curse Scroll because it could maybe deal some damage before they seal it, if they even want to seal it, which they probably don't. Okay. Take the Enchantress, or play the Enchantress rather. Alright, Rats is decent, but let's get this Hypnotic Specter going. Okay, there's a seal. Yep. Okay, so they have Forest and 3 unknowns. Do I have time to get this Specter going, or should I just rat them to increase the power of the Specter discard? I think I have to try and, well, I think it is better to get Specter here. Alright, yeah, I'm going to play Specter. Get that going. Oh, they have the swords. That would be pretty bad for me. Yeah, they do. Okay. Alright, let's play another one. It's not looking great. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I could have taken Seal, but then they'd probably be playing a Worship. I mean, maybe that Seal drew them into swords. But I can't really beat a Worship plus Enchantress, so unless I draw one of my 2 edicts. So I think I just have to take Worship. Sad as it is. Alright, they drew the Presence, so that could spell certain doom here. Probably. Just didn't have an answer. We had a good disruptive hand, but didn't have an answer for the Argothian. Okay, we didn't draw lands, so we can't get all of their cards, unfortunately. Let's get one of them, though. Leave them with just one. Then this increases the percentage chance that they discard something they want. Hit them with the Specter. Discard another Enchantress Presence. That's probably one they would have wanted to keep. Okay, we'll pass the turn. However, yeah, if they have the second they draw an enchantment, it like gets very bad here. Opalescence. Okay, that's a little risky. I mean, they still have to do it, but I can like kill their Enchantress's Presence now and maybe get out of this somehow. Might be wishful thinking. They're drawing a lot of cards. All right, we'll take some damage. Wasteland. They have no targets. Well played. Okay, I guess I will just play a Rats again. It's looking pretty much over. But maybe they'll brick for many cards here. They discard a land. Makes sense. Get in with the Hypnotic Specter. Discard Mirror's Guile. Alright. I probably should have played the scroll there, because at this point the seal is actually beating me down. Okay, another Enchantress. I take 3. Oh, they're letting me... They have like a Replenish or something? Yeah, I mean, I will try and block. Trade off with their Seal of Cleansing. Is there a Sanctum? Alright. Yeah, we can kill that if we need to. I think it's probably right to kill this Sarah Sanctum, and then we can play Shade, and I don't think we have time to like beat a Replenish. I think we have to just kind of like get aggro here. So let's play Shade, and let's play Scroll, and I'm still gonna get in. It's a race. I just need to hope they don't draw any relevant enchantments, or any enchantments at all, really, because the first one's gonna draw them into a billion more. Yep. They drew a Sterling Grove, so that's almost certainly going to be the end of it. Actually, it is, because they can tutor for wave, except they just drew it, so we can go ahead and concede here. All right. Enchantress is tough. This is one of our harder matchups, I think. But we do have a lot of cards to board in. 2 Glooms, 3 Dystopia. I want Graveborn Muse. I want Edict. I probably want Powder Keg. Well, no. I could just do Plague instead. That does the same thing, but faster. So, yeah, like these 9 cards... I don't think I need Crypt, because I do have Withered Wretch. Alright, so what's not great? Curse Scroll. The discard's all good. Rats is a little anemic. The Smothers don't do anything. The Snuff Out doesn't do anything. So the Plagues to kill Enchantress. The Dystopias to kill all their permanents. The Glooms to tax Parallax Wave and their other white cards. I think Edict is better than Engineered Plague in general, just because it is more efficient, but it's true that Plague kills multiple Enchantresses, potentially. Yeah, the rest of our cards are just beat down. We want Dark Rituals because we need to disrupt them early. I think cutting a couple Rats is okay, even though I still do like Rats, but I don't know, is Rats better than like a Withered Wretch? Hypnotic Specter is also good, but this is a lot of 3-drops and a Graveborn Muse. So maybe we have to just shave a Hypnotic Specter in the interest of the mana curve and bring a Rats back. I think I like this a little bit better. Alternatively, we could cut a Plague, because we do already have Chainer's Edict, 2 Diabolics, and 1 Plague. You don't want to get like too defensive here. All right, yeah, let's do that. Especially on the play. I think I like that. Let's play first. This hand doesn't really do anything. So, yeah, we can't keep this. Mulligan. All right, this hand has a Gloom. It has a Hypnotic. It is quite slow. But I think we are going to try it. So I'm going to keep. I'm going to put back Graveborn Muse because that's just way too slow for this. I mean, it's not the greatest hand, but I don't want to go to 5. We can play a Rats. We can play a Gloom. Well, if we draw land. And then we'll see what happens. Mirror's Guile's pretty good. Okay, we drew a Dark Ritual. Well, now I kind of wish I had kept the whatchamacallit, Muse. But I didn't. Okay. I think we just ritual out Hypnotic Specter here and try and go to town and draw a land for Gloom. Because without pressure, the Gloom is not like that great. So we're going to try this. I suppose there's some argument to play Shade plus Rats. Maybe that would have been better. I don't really think so, though. Like, if they have a Swords, they just Swords the Shade, and the Rats really isn't doing anything. So I think it's good to just, like, try and get this Specter going. Okay, they have Wild Growth. We did draw the Swamp, which is pretty nice. I am just going to play Gloom here, I think. So let's get in with this Specter. That's going to make it hard. Well, they can still cast the Swords, I guess, actually. But they'll need a land. Well, they would need a land anyway. Just talking out loud here. Okay, so what do they discard? Sarah's Sanctum. Yeah, I like that. Let's play Gloom. Enjoy. I guess that's the opposite of what you do when you have Gloom. Okay, they look at Mirror's Guile. Here's a Brushland. There's a Presence. Okay. We're going to get both their last cards. There's a Duress. I think I might as well save the Duress and play the Rats and Wasteland them. I like that combination of things. Get rid of that. Get rid of your last card. They discard Seal of Cleansing. I am going to Wasteland them off white. And your turn. So that Gloom prevented them from playing... well, they would have played the Presence anyway, I guess. But I think Gloom did something or will do something in this game. Okay, they got their white back. Let's just slam this Shade and beat down. Attack for 3. Your turn. I'll yield to these. We're trying to cast a white spell that they can't cast. Looks like it. I have a feeling we're about to see what it is. No reason to duress because they're just going to discard it with Hypnotic Specter. I'll attack. Do I bother playing the Wretch? I should have thought about this before I chose not to play my land. So I guess I will at this point. Sunk cost fallacy. I'll just... I mean, it doesn't really matter. They're dead next turn no matter what. So, but I guess if they have Sacred Ground, let's play Withered Wretch and pass the turn. And none of their top cards were anything of relevance, and we won. Did Gloom actually do anything that game? I don't think so, but it also could have. I mean, I think it was good, or it is good in general. What changes on the draw? Do I maybe want to put back a Spectre in favor of Engineered Plague? I think maybe I do, because it's harder to... It's easier to fall behind against a Enchantress, Argothian Enchantress, so I want the extra way to handle it with the Dark Ritual. As we kind of saw, once they have the Enchantress in play, in a lot of cases, the discard from Spectre is not really good enough anymore. So besides that, I think I like the rest of how we have it, so we'll resubmit with that. And now we're on the draw, which is tough. Okay, we got 2 Shades, a Rats, a Therapy. Yeah, we got to keep. So we have the cards we need to try and keep them off an Enchantress effect. Now, if they have a Wild Growth, we're going to have to... Damn, oh, they do have it. So now we're just going to have to guess right with Cabal Therapy, which is never a position I love being in. Ritual would have gone hard there, but we didn't get it. And Dark Ritual is so bad. It's only like the card I want to draw like all the time. Anyway, let's see. I guess we just Cabal Therapy. I mean, we obviously Cabal Therapy, and just gotta decide what to name here. Okay, is there any rhyme or reason to this? Let me think. Enchantress's Presence is a little bit worse because it costs 3, and maybe somehow they don't have a land, but I'm pretty sure they do. But I guess they could conceivably not have it. On the other hand, Argothian does die to our Edicts and Plague, whereas Enchantress Presence only dies to Dystopia, and even then it's like pretty hard. to make it happen. So, but if they do play an Argothian, they could play another Enchantress right away, which is pretty bad. Or another enchantment right away. I think we have more outs to the Argothian, so I'm going to name Enchantress Presence. And I named wrong. Yep, I mean, that's just how it goes sometimes. All right, go ahead. And they have the thing for, yeah, the Wild Growth. It's not good. Okay, there's Enchantress, there's Wild Growth, there's Exploration. Yeah, so this is going quite badly. But we could draw something. Oh, we drew Dark Ritual. That's pretty good, actually. Yeah, so what's the play here? Do we just try and get Wasteland them and try to get Hippie going, I think. We could also play Rats and Shade, and that would nab 2 cards. Maybe that's actually better. Then they only have 1 card left. It is a card of their choice, which I don't love, but then Hypnotic Specter isn't going until the next turn. I think our best bet now is with the Hypnotic Specter. So play Hypnotic Specter, play Wasteland you, and go. Next turn we can do the Rats thing. They're playing Mirror's Guile. That's bad for me. Windswept Heath, a bunch of lands. Yep, this is a disaster. Aura of Silence. That's that's pretty good actually, because now all our best cards are functionally unplayable. Okay, we can Rats them and get their last 2 cards. So I think that's worth doing. But they have this Guile in play now, so it's going to be tough. All right, so their top decks are quite good, but if they have nothing in their top few cards, then maybe we'll be okay. So ultimately, this game just really came down to, did we guess right with Cabal Therapy on which Enchantress effect they had? And it's 50-50 shot. I went with the one that wasn't the one that we could more easily answer. But the cheaper one is also one that allowed them to play an additional card. So tough to know what's right. Okay, they're playing a Wild Growth into another Enchantress. Okay, that's good against my edicts, but I could still... No, I can't draw Engineer Plague. Never mind. I already draw Duress. It does nothing. Attack. They discard nothing. Let's play Nantuko Shade and pass the turn. Yeah, we can't play Plague because they have this Aura of Silence in play. If we draw it, they draw another Wild Growth. Draw 2 cards. I feel this slipping away. They're playing something. Playing Opalescence. Okay. I mean, that is good, but yeah, sure. Okay. Draw. Spawning Pool. It's a sweet card. Let's Duress them. They have 3 cards in their hand now. Sterling Grove, Wave, and Replenish. Sure. We're just going to make them discard all of those cards, so it doesn't really matter. I'll take the Wave, and then we will flashback on our Rats, naming... Sorry, just thinking about this. Can we afford to get in? We would have to pump Shade. It would trade with Aura, but maybe that's good, or it trades with their 2 enchantments, which I don't think they want to do. So actually, I am going to get in with the Shade, but probably not with, or definitely not with the Rats. Okay, so we'll attack with these. If they want to trade with Aura, I think that's maybe good for me because it reopens my outs. This is not a good block by them because now I can kill both of these things. Not really sure why they did that. I mean, I guess the exploration doesn't really matter that much, but still odd. Kill both. Make you discard. They discard Sterling Grove. Now they are going to discard Replenish. That's gone. Play Spawning Pool. Pass the turn. Okay, we just need them to continue to brick on all this stuff. Have another Shade I can play, although it's very slow. But I could also draw Engineered Plague now and play it. What is this? Something large, which I don't like. Parallax Wave. All right, that's pretty bad. Because now they have Wave, Opal Wave combo. Yeah, I don't think we can win at this point. I guess if we draw E-Plague, we can kill both Enchantresses, but it kind of doesn't matter anymore. Yeah, I think we lost. We'll attack with Spectre, and we didn't draw Plague anyway. Yeah, we can concede. All right, back for round 3. Round 3, we're on the play. This is a solid hand. It does, I think we have to blind therapy here. Chocolate Bronco. We'll keep. What is Chocolate Bronco likely to be playing? I do like this name. They mulled the 5. Given that they mulled the 5, maybe we just wait, see what's going on. They mulled the 4? Okay. This is actually some information here. Because a deck that mulligans this aggressively, there's not that many of them, I don't think. I mean, they could just be getting extremely unlucky, but they also could be Reanimator. I mean, any deck, out of any deck, they're most likely to be Reanimator, mulliganing like that. So I think it's probably worth firing it off because that is actually a deck that can reanimate something on turn one and really cause a problem. So let's therapy and let's name, I guess, reanimate because it costs the least mana. It was, and we hit. Pass the turn. It's interesting how information like players mulliganing can inform what you do. Yeah, we would have been okay because we have the Wasteland for their gemstone mine. But then whenever they draw a land, if they draw a land anytime soon, then they could have got this Neshoba, which it's hard to beat. Now, well, we'll see what they do. If they just run out this, okay, they have a land, which means we know the rest of their hand, and it's Putrid Imp, and Gemstone Mine, and Neshoba. So the Neshoba is going to be in their graveyard. There is no question about that. It still might make sense to smother the Imp right now, because then they have to put it to the graveyard, and then if they draw like Careful Study, it doesn't do anything for a turn. And we have, I mean, the downside to this is we have Withered Wretch in our hand, so they could draw Therapy and just blind Therapy Wretch. So it's not totally clear what to do here, but I think I am going to smother this because, I don't know, I like that logic with the Careful Study, so I'm going to do that. And we know they don't have Therapy. And even if they do draw it, they might not fire it off. Me naming Wretch, although it's possible they do. They're either deep in the tank about this or they've gone to do something else. Okay, they've decided to discard Neshoba. And now they can go, and they pretty much have one turn to draw a reanimation spell or a therapy and name Withered Wretch. And then the game continues. If I get Withered Wretch into play with mana to activate it, it's basically impossible for them to win. All right, they slam a Gemstone Mine and pass the turn. Now we play Withered Wretch and Swamp, and we'll see if they concede. Because I don't think their main deck really has any way to beat this in play, but could be wrong. Actually, I'm gonna check the Reanimator deck real quick and make sure I know what's in it. All right, they play a land. Let's go ahead and exile this Phantom Neshoba. It's gone. They are taking a long time. They're probably double queuing or something. This deck does have a way to kill creatures, actually. They play Sickening Dreams, so something to keep in mind. Let's play a rat. Yeah, they concede. It's going to be hard for them to win from that position. Okay. So a lot of the creatures die to Dystopia, and sometimes they board into Oath. Although I think that's less common recently. We definitely want Dystopia. Definitely want Diabolic Edict. Definitely want Tormod's Crypt. Probably want Graveborn Muse. I guess you could board in Powder Keg to deal with symbiotic worm tokens, but that's a little niche. Smother can kill Imp, but in general is not great. Snuff Out can kill Phantom Neshoba, but can't really kill the other stuff. I guess Rats is not exactly ideal against a Reanimator deck. Yeah, let's take out the Smothers, and the Curse Scroll's pretty slow. Bring these in. What is that? 58? This could kill Imp, but Funeral Charm can randomly get them if they like Careful Study with only one card to spare. It's kind of funny. Maybe one Rats is okay, just as yet another therapy thing. You know, if it's risky to play it, you can always just not play it. And then maybe a Drain Life. Is this too yeah, maybe too cute. We don't quite have enough cards that we want to play is the issue. Let's just play a Smother as a way to kill Imp and call it a day. Because ultimately the Imp kind of does need to die in order for the Edicts to function. Otherwise they'll just sack the Imp. So possible I want both Smothers still in the deck. Or I guess if I'm doing that, Funeral Charm may be better, but there's universes in which Imp could not die to Funeral Charm. Alright, this hand's actually pretty good. It has an attempt to disrupt them if they don't turn one us. And then it has an edict to kill the creature if they get it off if they don't have an Imp, we could do it. So I'm keeping. It also has Wasteland to mess with them. They mulligan. And it has Dystopia, which could also kill their thing if we get to that point. So yeah, it's just lacking a second black. That's the main problem. Dark Ritual, Therapy yourself? No Imp, please. Therapy themselves. Okay. I think we could answer this, assuming it's not a symbiotic worm, or they don't reanimate two things. Okay, they have Multani, and 2 reanimates. So they are going to reanimate and be left with a reanimate, a gemstone mine, and an 8/8. It's going to hit us once, and hopefully only once. They did the thing. Yeah, in this matchup, it's just kind of about, do you have an answer for their thing? Because they're going to mulligan to it. And then these shades are just like chilling, ready to eventually win the game if we can avoid being killed. I wonder if based on that logic, it's better to board out Hippie than Rats. Probably not, though. I don't know. All of them are bad. The only thing that matters in this matchup is removal and graveyard hate and discard. But like fast discard. Anyway, let's therapy their reanimate away. Pass the turn. We'll get attacked for 7. And then we will edict them, assuming they don't play an imp and blind name Chainer's Edict with a Cabal Therapy. Which, if they did, I would be quite impressed. We take 7. Oh, we drew a Ritual. That's interesting. Yeah, I guess let's just Ritual out a Shade, because we can play Dystopia next turn. I mean, I guess I could Ritual out Dystopia and Wasteland them. But then I'm just like, have this Dystopia play. I'm just paying for it. There's no real reason to do that. Alternatively, we could just not Ritual and save it to flashback Chainer's Edict. I think I actually like that the best. Nah, I changed my mind. I think it's worth Ritualing. Because getting them dead, you know, it is relevant. And Shade can do that. Okay, we have the Ritual, which is good. Now we can like save our, we can play Dystopia, so we're able to play this Wasteland. So let's go ahead and do that. Wasteland you. I'll go ahead and play a second Shade, I guess. We do need to be a little bit careful about Sickening Dreams. We don't want to get both our Shades swept away. In fact, that was probably an argument to not play the second one, now that I'm thinking about it more. But it's okay, we drew Spawning Pool, so all is right in the world. I guess I'll just pump once, and that way I have Ritual up to save one from a Sickening Dreams. I mean, they are dead next turn, so I just need to save one. Yeah, all right, we got that one. We'll be back for round 4. All right, back for round 4. What do we got? We're getting a lot of one-land hands today. This isn't great. Like, we don't really want to... Got a Blind Therapy, Flashback Wretch, 2 Smothers. The second Ritual's kind of a mulligan already. I think I'm going to mulligan. I mean, there is a chance Withered Wretch could be amazing against them. Yeah, let's mulligan. 3 Curse Scrolls, my god. Okay, well... I don't really want to go to 5, so I guess I'm going to keep, even though this really isn't particularly good. I'll put back 1 Curse Scroll, and probably play 1 Curse Scroll, and we'll see what happens. Maybe we'll draw a Graveborn Muse. These have not been the ideal draws so far. All right, what are they doing? All Therapy. They're playing Moneyball. Probably a Moneyball mirror match. I believe I played this player yesterday, or at some point not that long ago, and that's what they were playing. And what would they name here? They should probably name Arena. Even though I've been ripping on Arena, it is very good in the mirror match, or it's pretty good. They name Ravenous Rats. I guess that's a good card too. But they're dealing with a full-on luck sack here, and I am just drawn a Hypnotic Specter. If they edicted me, would I want to save Mishra's Factory? Or animate Mishra's Factory to save Hypnotic Specter? I don't think I would want to do that. So I'm just going to Ritual it and play the second scroll. Oops, play this first, then play this. And your turn. Now I need to draw lands. That's what I want. They're going to Wasteland me. They're going to smother me, sure. Oh, the Wasteland's good here. Okay. They can Wasteland me to keep me from using scroll anyway, so I might as well get in for 3. Although I guess that lets them snuff out my factory, and then I'd be down 2 lands. So let's not do that, actually, because I really need lands right now. I mean, they do only have 1 snuff out, but probably. But it is also only 1 more damage, so it's not really worth the risk, in my opinion. All right, they're Wastelanding me. They know my card anyway, so I'm just going to scroll them right now. Another Wasteland. That's pretty bad with my double scroll draw. Now I need to draw a bunch of lands, and I probably won't. They set themselves back, though, so we'll see. Withered Wretch. Yes, sir. I need lands. All right, that's a land. We just edict, I think. There's a factory. There's a hippie. Okay. Need a land here. Or I don't need one, but it would be good. All right, we didn't get one. So we'll just play a wretch and we will lose our hippie. Not ideal, but what are you going to do? Ritual. Animate factory. Okay. Smother. Yep. Okay. There goes my card. Therapy. I guess I might as well play it. I'm going to just discard it anyway. So what could they have? They ritualed out an attack and smothered my thing. I feel like if they had Arena, they would have played it there. Or if they had Graveborn Muse, they would have played it there. they probably would have played just about anything. So maybe they just have another removal spell. They did have a Diabolic Edict. Okay. Well, we get a consolation prize for blind hitting with therapy, but this game's looking bad. Although if we can just draw some lands, we could be all right. But we are kind of getting beat down pretty hard here. Yep. Okay, there's a swamp. That's step 1. Going to 8. Yeah, we go to 8. And now we get to stop the bleeding a little bit by killing Hypnotic Specter. I wonder if there's an argument to kill Factory if they animate that instead. Actually, we probably should. So we can make that. Hopefully, yeah, I think we should do that. Because then we can just untap and kill the Specter. All right, they're making us make the choice now by playing Rats, which makes sense. So they Rats us. They're animating Factory. Discard a card. And we go to 6. We draw a card. It's a Graveborn Muse. All right, we pass the turn. So now, what are they going to do? Duress? Sure. They could therapy us by sacking their Rats. Is that really better? I don't think so. Oh, they have therapy. All right, well, we just got to kill this Rats then. Name Graveborn Muse. We're going to lose it. They're going to attack us to 4, but now they have no cards. But we're kind of stuck holding up mana for the rest of the game. All right, their aggression with Factory was good. Dark Ritual. That's it's actually kind of good because we get to, at least we get to, like that can help us avoid getting something stuck in our hand at some point. And yeah, if they don't draw a creature to therapy us, they can't really afford to animate Mishra's Factory. Second Factory would be a disaster here, of course. Phyrexian Arena. Okay. The race is on. I am going to curse scroll them. It's important to try and clock them back, as it were. Let's see. Nantuko Shade. I guess I basically have to play that. And then if they want to try and get the ritual out of my hand, I can pump the Shade. Is that right? Is that how that works? Yeah, because if I don't, what am I doing? I'm just like dark ritualing, and I also can't scroll them. So yeah, I have to just play Shade and hope they kind of brick here on anything good. For a minute or two, animate Factory. Okay, they have a removal spell. I block. I ritual. I pump my Shade. I put on my robe and wizard hat. Might as well pump it as much as possible. The Factory is dead. Withered Wretch, sure. Okay, that could have been worse. Draw a swamp. We will scroll Withered Wretch. Name swamp. Play swamp. Pump Shade. Attack for 3. Your turn. They draw 1. They didn't need anything out of our graveyard. Not that it really matters at this point. I'm not flashing back therapy this game, I don't think. But they have a swamp. They have another arena. See, this is what I'm talking about. You see this? This is what I'm talking about. You get too many arenas. Sorry, I'm getting animated here. What do I do here? I mean, could they have a removal spell? They could. Is it worth it? I get in for, to risk it. I get in for 6 versus if I scroll plus pump, I get in for 5. 6 versus 5. They're going to take 2, go to 9. So they'll either be at 3 or at 2. But if they're at, I mean, they're dead the turn after. So yeah, I might as well just hedge my bets a little bit here. It's pretty clear they don't have anything, but whatever. I guess I miscounted a little bit. They're at 4, so they would have been at 3. It's 3 versus 4. Either way. Okay, they got my Shade. That's fine. I'm pretty sure they still die to their, wait, did they do that? Oh, they drew it during their, they drew it off one of the arenas. That was weird. Okay, yeah, they got nothing. Curse Scroll. Curse Scroll versus Arena. Curse Scroll wins as long as, I mean, to be fair, they did get the Arena very late into the game. If they'd gotten it early, they probably would have buried us because they were also killing all our lands. But in general, like assuming a roughly equivalent time of playing them, I think Curse Scroll does tend to win versus Arena in this kind of matchup because everything just dies and then you're dealing them damage and the Arena's also dealing them damage. Okay, so Graveborn Muse in Snuff Out. Drain Life is good. Powder Keg, Necessary Evil for their Curse Scrolls, assuming they're playing any, which I think I saw their list and it had like 4 arenas and no Curse Scrolls, so maybe I shouldn't even bring this in, but it still can be good. I think it's still fine. I don't love Plague because I'm playing all the same creature types that they are, so maybe it's better for me because I have Curse Scroll too. Funeral Charm I think can be good because of the Swamp Walk, but maybe that's not that good actually. All right, so what's bad? Nothing's really horrible. Some of the discard can get dead pretty fast, so maybe I just cut like some therapies and maybe a dark ritual. Maybe just another therapy. Thinking here. I think ritual's actually pretty good. I'm gonna trim a duress. Because like I said, this discard tends to go dead pretty fast and you end up playing off the top. So down to 3 duress, 2 therapies. I think that's pretty fine. Jeez, what is with these hands? 1 land hands. Well, you could go ritual, hypnotic specter, but they mulliganed. The rest of, I mean, it has curse scroll. It has everything I want, but no lands. I added a land. What is this? I'm on the draw, so that makes it a little bit more appealing. But I don't know. In this matchup, you kind of just want lands. I'm gonna mulligan because like your stuff gets discarded. I have no way to answer a hippie of theirs. Yeah, I got a mulligan. Okay, this is better. I think they went to 6. Yeah, so we can nab their arena, assuming they don't play at turn 1. If they do, we're in a lot of trouble. Hippie turn 1's pretty good too. So what do we put back? Keeping. I guess maybe I'll just put back a swamp, despite what I just said about lands being good. Yeah. I mean, there's an argument to put back Withered Wretch because it's basically just a 2/2 and doesn't really do very much, but it attacks some blocks. So, I don't know. You gotta do that at some point. Possible that should have been what I put back. It's entirely within the realm of possibility. Okay, they have a Withered Wretch and they have a Diabolic Edict. Take the Edict, pass the turn. So they're going to play a Wretch and Swamp. That's fine. I will smother it, I guess. Or maybe I should Chainer's Edict it. Makes me a little bit more vulnerable to Cabal Therapy, blowing me out. That's the only problem. I think I'm still going to do it. So I'll wait for them to do something here. Or see if they play a better target. Well, that's pretty unlikely. Oh no, I want to save Edict for Graveborn Muse if they play that. Alright, so let's smother this. I knew I had a reason. Okay, Ritual. That's not great. Let's play Withered Wretch and pass the turn. It's probably gonna die. They have 3 cards. One's Wasteland. They didn't play anything, so probably just removal. Or more lands. Okay, they didn't kill it. Now they're killing it. Alright, I guess I'll remove their Withered Wretch and then it will die. And they're going to get in with Factory. That's okay. Can handle it. Yep, I'm at 18. Draw. Swamp. Okay. Pass the turn. Yeah, I mean, my first hand, if I draw all lands, looks amazing, but wasn't quite willing to risk it. Swamp for them. Animate Factory. I'll let them attack, and then I will smother it. Okay. Swamp for me. Your turn. We're both just peeling lands here. You love to see it. Wasteland, Nantuko Shade. It's a good card. I play it myself. Swamp. Let's Edict you. Shade dies. Pass the turn. I have flashback on Edict at the ready. Arena. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, it's going to be good here because I got absolutely nothing going on. There's a Hypnotic Specter. Probably not going to live. I need Curse Scroll. Maybe I should have just kept the first hand because I had Curse Scroll, even though everything else about it was a little questionable. Let's attack. Okay, we did hit. I just have nothing. I'll play a land. Maybe I'm supposed to hold the land so that if they discard my Dark Ritual and I draw a Curse Scroll, I can activate it. On the other hand, it is my 7th land for Chainer's Edict, which I definitely want to play. Alright, they smother my thing. That's fine. Another Swamp. Okay, I'll hold this one, I guess. Edict you. Your turn. Oh, you know, I shouldn't hold it because I have Drain Life in my deck. Duress. Alright, they took Dark Ritual. Yeah, I'll play my Swamp, and I will, I guess I'll Edict them right now. If I ever draw Drain Life, I think I win. I will just Drain Life their face. Curse Scroll. Yeah, that's a good one. Your turn. Alright, well, that would have been an argument for holding the land. Factory, sure. I take 2. So now do I hit them, or do I not hit them? I think it's still right to control their board, or try to, so I'm going to hit the Specter. Name Swamp, and play Swamp. Your turn. Because I don't want to get my Swamp ratted away. Another Arena. Okay. Another Wasteland. They attack me with Factory. I take it. I draw. Hypnotic Specter. Okay, I think the time has come to start scrolling them. So let's scroll you. Let's name Hypnotic Specter and play Hypnotic Specter. And your turn. So now they're taking 4 a turn. Alright, they did kill it. That's fine. Them being able to kill me before their Arena and Scroll does them in, I think is unlikely. Or I could just draw Drain Life and drain their life for 7. Put you to 1, your turn, and Arena will end it. We have won round 4. Back for the next. All right, we're on the draw in round 5. This is what I'm talking about. Now, this is a Moneyball hand. Yeah, we're keeping this. 3x rats. Rats on rats. On rats. I hope rats is good here. But with a therapy plus a rats and a spawning pool, which is actually kind of screwing me right now, but we'll draw a land. It'll be fine. Is this what will finally convince me to cut spawning pool? I don't know. Maybe it'll be amazing. Caves of Koilos. See, we drew the land. Easy game. What deck plays Caves of Koilos? I mean, they have white, so they're playing Swords to Plowshares, so let's not overcomplicate this. Actually, I take it back. If they're playing, if they play Gerard's Verdict, I don't really want to get verdicted right now. And if they spend swords on my rat, I have 2 more of them. So I lied. I'm actually going to name Gerard's Verdict. Oh, they did not have that, but they did have 2 swords. Should have just fired off on swords like I thought. Okay, your turn. Huge mistake. Huge mistake. Now they're going to get all this value. They might even Meddling Mage on rat, which would be an absolute disaster. I would have to actually I could scroll their mage. No, I can't do that because they'll vindicate my scroll. If they mage on rat here, they get massive props from me. Let's see what happens. I mean, that would be not the most obvious name. They did it. Okay. Well done, Lord Beerus. That was a good choice. Okay. I don't really want to expose my scroll. I could just play Spawning Pool, get it vindicated. I could gamble, Ritual Scroll, activate. I have a 3 out of 4 chance of hitting Meddling Mage, but if I don't, I kind of lose the game immediately. Because, well, I mean, I don't lose, but they get to vindicate my scroll, which is pretty rough. So, what's the play? I think I'm supposed to just play Spawning Pool and pass the turn. We can do something at some point. I mean, I should have just named Swords, because Swords is just a much better card than Gerard's Verdict. And, yeah, the black-white control deck plays Gerard's Verdict, but literally every white deck plays Swords to Plowshares, so should have just played the odds on that one. I ignored the principles of Moneyball, and I was punished, as I should be. All right, probably just getting my Spawning Pool vindicated. Maybe not. I guess, yeah. No, I kind of had to play it because, I don't want to just get my land vindicated and then next turn I'm in the same position. If they get my Spawning Pool, they get my Spawning Pool. That's what it's there for, to be destroyed by Vindicate. Yeah. Oh, actually, I could regenerate this thing. Is that good? I mean, it's not horrible. It's like I'm keeping a land instead of a ritual. I think that's better. Regenerate. That was incredible. Hopefully that made it all worthwhile here. Let's see. I could Duress. I could flashback naming swords. Let's Duress, and then we'll just plan to play a curse scroll, survive 1 turn, scroll the mage, and then hopefully move on from there. I know 3 out of 4. Okay, so I'm not really going to get double duty with rat right now, so I think I'll probably just take the better card, which is Swords to Plowshares. Because if I do rat, they can Swords it response. They can also just discard 1 to insulate against it, so there's really no point doing that. So let's just take one of those, play a scroll, and let's try and dodge 1 turn. And I could get it out of their hand with Spawning Pool, but I don't want to sack my land. Mother of Runes, that's fine. Curse Scroll does not mind that card very much. All right, let's stem the bleeding and scroll on my upkeep. Do I have 3 of them in my hand? It's possible. Swamp is a good draw. Pass the turn. These rats are just going to trade with some removal spells. Portent, you got it. Wasteland's a decent card. So I could get rid of their Mother of Runes right now, or I could Wasteland them and play 2 rats. I think it's better to Wasteland them. What am I going to Wasteland? I guess I'll Wasteland City, because it does the most things. They want to float some mana, they can. Alright, and then we will rat. They Swords to my rat. And now they still have to discard? Yeah, I'm into that. Discard Smother. Well, I hope that last card is good, because I'm going to rat it away. Shadow Mage. Yep, seems decent. Play an island. I guess they're probably a Gush deck. Oh, they conceded. Okay. I guess they don't have many answers to scroll. They do have Vindicate in their deck, but fair enough. So they're playing 3-color wizard, Finkula type stuff. What's good against that? Kind of my deck is already pretty good against it. I guess Dystopia could be alright. Kills Mother and Mage. Maybe Exalted Angel if they're playing that, which they might be. Is Infiltrator a human? I guess if I name human with Plague, it kills Mother of Runes. It makes Shadow Mage not do anything because it has to deal damage to draw. It seems, that's a little narrow. Could board in Keg. I don't like, in case it wasn't clear, I don't really like Powder Keg very much, so they seem to have a good distribution of mana costs, so I'm not particularly interested in that. I don't even know, what would they bring in against me? They could bring in like Spiritual Focus. That would be good if they have it. What's bad? This matchup might be kind of grindy, so this is one where I could see trimming on Dark Rituals, actually. The discard also, well, no, they have a bunch of removal. The discard's probably good. Smother, removal, my removal is definitely good. It could be that Wretch is not doing anything much here. I don't think I want to go too crazy boarding here. I'm just going to bring in the Muse and the Edict and take out one ritual and maybe a Therapy or another ritual. Plague is kind of interesting, but could tax their disenchants a little bit. It's probably too much. I'm just going to take out a Dark Ritual, even though it saved my bacon last game by regenerating Spawning Pool. That is a situation that will probably never happen again. Maybe not again, but probably not in this match. You know what? I lied. I'm going to cut a Therapy instead. One Ritual, one Therapy, and that's it. Okay, well, I do have Dark Ritual. I'm on the draw. I can Ritual Hippie, and then if I draw land, I can play a bunch of Smothers and stuff. It is, and I have Curse Scroll, which is good in the matchup. This is, I think because I'm on, would I keep it on? I don't know. I'm going to try it. This is very risky, but I think the upside is there. Like, these Smothers are going to be pretty damn good. Mother of Runes. Okay, well, that is pretty good. Therapy. I could Therapy plus Smother, I guess. That's, and I'm just, like, giving up my Hypnotic Specter, but I'm kind of giving up the Therapy by not playing it. I could also just Therapy, no, because I want to kill Mother of Runes. I can't just Therapy. I got to do something else. Yeah, we'll play this slow, I guess. Therapy. I'm going to name Swords, since I have other stuff to deal with, other creatures and whatnot. And they do have Exalted Angel. Okay, so they have Shadow Mage and a Null. Got it. Alright, let's smother this. Ritual Hippie would have been good. Although, yeah, then I don't really have a way to deal with the Mother of Runes. So, alright, now I need a land. That is a land. I cannot be mad because it is what I said. Alright, I mean, I can't play Withered Wretch. Not the biggest deal. Or Smother. Smother is a bigger deal. Yes. What can we do here? Nothing. You just gotta pass the turn. Okay, I have a land. What are they playing first? Sabo's Web. Well, that's a blowout. I mean, it's a blowout, but it also feels like it's not as bad for me as them playing one of their creatures right now. However, I do need to draw land, and I did, because I'm a real sack. Okay, this card is never untapping anyway, so let's turn it into a skeleton and play Cabal Therapy while we can. Oh, this is just hilarious. Alright, what do I want to get rid of here? I'm sure there's some difference between these two cards, but I'm not sure if I'm capable of figuring out what it is right now. So let's just name Exalted Angel. 2 mana leaks. You got it. Your turn. Okay, they roll out the Shadow Mage. Swamp was a pretty cracked draw, because now I can sneak in Scroll and kill this Mage. Kill that. Play Scroll. Alright, I have drawn very hot this game. I cannot lie. And Spawning Pool did something yet again. See, this is what keeps happening. Alright, so now I just, what do? Do I just run stuff into these mana leaks so that my Scroll can eventually do something? That doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I'm just going to pass, and I will randomly scroll them, as the case may be. Are they disenchanting me? Oh, they are. Alright, well, I wish I had played a card now, I guess, but whatever. This might not be worth it, actually, but I already did it. Okay, I revealed Hypnotic Specter, so now they know I have Withered Wretch and Hypnotic Specter, because I named Withered Wretch. But they don't know the third card, and that's what really matters here. Yeah, that was not a good idea in retrospect. Well, it's going to work out for me because they're going to name one of these, and then because they don't have a land, I'm going to snuff it out and play the card. So I've kind of been like insanely rewarded for my rather loose play this round. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to go for the Spectre. Snuff that out. If they have swords, they have swords. It would be their last card that I don't know about. And this Duress will still get something, so that's fine. And if this does stay in play, it's insane. Yep. Impulse. They're digging. Duress. Take a mana leak. I'll attack. If I hit the mana leak, I'll play one of these cards. If I don't, then I will not, I think. Yeah, I think that makes sense. Okay, hit the land. Do I want to trade mana leak for Ravenous Rats? I don't think so. Yeah, I'll just pass. Possible I should have, because the only difference is I end up with a 1/1 in play versus not, but I still feel like this Rats could get some value somewhere along the line. That might be my pro-rat bias showing through. We can Wasteland, cutting them off black. Let's try and do that. And attack. Counterspell. That's a good one. Yeah, I'll pass again. I'll hit that mana leak at some point. That is a way to hit mana leak. Alright, let's Duress. They can leak if they want. They can not do that. It's going to get the leak either way or something. Alright. No, I will not pay. I'll play Rats, I guess. And then their last card, theoretically, will lose to this Specter, and they've had enough. Alright. Got there. We should be in the top 8 now, I think, based on the breakers, but we'll see. Got round 6 coming up. All right. I was wrong before, by the way. I think I do need to win this to make the top 8 because there are more people in this one than the last one. We got a 1-lander, but it does have double ritual, so I can go hippie plus something. I'll keep it. I believe I'm on the play. Yeah. I guess there's some question about should I say no, there's no reason to save the ritual because if I draw land I can just play the card, the other 2-drop that I would have been saving this turn, so it doesn't make sense. So yeah, let's just ritual. The other interesting question is what is the 2-drop that I should play? And I think it's going to be Wretch because it does have the capability of just shutting down certain decks. Not sure it matters that much. It's also, yeah, I don't know. Possibly should have been Shade, but we'll see. Mishra's Factory. Okay, well that is the one situation where it would have maybe been better to save. Wait, no, what am I talking about? That doesn't help. Ritual doesn't help that at all. Okay. Take it back. I don't know what's going on. I'm sick, alright? Hit a counterspell. Play a factory. Your turn. Blaziken Boy. 12. Alright, they didn't Dreadnought me, which I like, so if that's what they're trying to do, I am glad they didn't do it. In theory, I should Rat first here. It doesn't really seem like they're the kind of deck that uses the graveyard, although I guess the reason not to is if I hit a counter spell that would have countered my Rats, and then I can get an extra card and keep my Rat in play. Is that a good reason? Probably not. I should probably just play this Rats. I'm going to play the Rats. Okay, they countered my Rats. I think that's okay, because I think I want to hit whatever else is in their hand. Another island. Okay, well, that wasn't that good, but I did get a counterspell at least. If they're playing another island and passing again. What is in their deck? I have no idea. I'm just going to attack again and then play a 2-drop. I mean, whatever they're doing, I hope Hypnotic Specter is doing some work here. Discard a Thwart. So what is this, like Stasis or something? I don't know. I'm going to play a Shade. I might be about to get Stasis, but hopefully their ability to maintain it is diminished, and it looks like it was. Thwart. I mean, they have to be Stasis. Like, no Dreadnought deck would just do nothing for the first 4 turns and just play a counterspell. I know Dreadnought does play Thwart sometimes, but I'm putting them on Stasis. Here's the problem. If they are Dreadnought, if they're Stasis, I want to board out all my removal. If they're Dreadnought, I really, really cannot do that and still win. So, I am going to board out Curse Scroll because it's not very good against either of those decks. And I will board in. I mean, the good news is I'm not really changing a lot either way. Yeah, Curse Scroll is a little bit better than removal against Stasis, but not by very much. It really doesn't, like, none of these cards really matter. The only thing that matters is discarding their cards. So, let's bring in Graveborn Muse because I would want that no matter what. And I'm going to bring in the Powder Keg because that could do something against either deck. Do I just bring in the Diabolic Edict? I think I do. I mean, it's going to suck to draw all these removal spells against Stasis, but if by some chance they are Dreadnought, I mean, it's just like not possible, right? Okay, I'm going to leave in 1 scroll. And actually, I'm going to play 2 Diabolic Edicts because it's a slight advantage with Curse Scroll to have 2 of the same card. Yep, I'll submit this deck. Well, yeah, so the good news is we got a quick win. The bad news is I don't really know what my opponent is playing. However, fortunately, this hand is good against both decks. So, well, the Smother's not good against Stasis, but the 2 Duresses definitely are, and the Hippie is. So we're going to keep. Definitely going to keep this hand, and we will see. We are about to see for sure what is going on, I think, with this Duress. Yeah, Stasis. I knew it. There's no way a Stasis deck or a Dreadnought deck doesn't play anything for the first million turns. Okay, so what am I taking here? I'm probably going to take Gush because it's like their best card by far, and I can get rid of this Arcane Denial. I mean, let's see. They go to 2, I go to 2. They go to 3, I go to 3. So, yeah, they're not going to want to thwart my hippie on turn 3. So, let's just take this Gush and do that. Cabal Therapy, that's pretty insane draw. I won't lie. Let's Duress. No doubles, but that's all right. Let's just take Arcane Denial. I don't really want to deal with that. And let's play Cabal Therapy. They're probably going to Impulse in response. No, they didn't. Huh, it's interesting. So am I supposed to... Maybe I was supposed to just take Thwart. Yeah, it's like, what single card could they get? I mean, they could Impulse into a Gush and maybe do something with that, but Thwart lets them, like, put cards back in their hand. So, yeah, I don't really want them to have that. All right, they get to Impulse. I guess it was right for them not to Impulse, because I didn't name it, but there was a chance I could have. Okay, so they got 2 unknowns. They play a land. They play a web. Sure. I mean, web is annoying for me, but I don't have any lands affected by it right now, so I'm not gonna select that. Oh, there's my factory. Oh well. Let's play Hypnotic Specter. Like, this matchup's really just about Hypnotic Specter. That's how they found a Daze. Brutal. Okay, well, we could lose now quite easily. I mean, there's no way I'm playing around Daze there. Like, there's only a couple cards I don't know about. Counterspell. I have these 2 useless removal spells. Well, this is not going the way I'd hoped. They aren't doing anything, but I too am not doing anything, and now I have a blind therapy. Yeah, I definitely saved that, because now if they get Stasis, I can just like name Chain of Vapor or Flashback with Factory. So this game's going to go on for a while. Oops, I almost failed to play my Nantuko Shade, but fortunately I have a million stops set. So yeah, I suppose I could have therapied there to try and hit a counterspell, but they've played so many already. But I probably should have, in retrospect. Stasis with 0. Okay, you got it. Guess I will pass the turn. I should be able to use this therapy to unlock a Stasis. I could alternatively slam Hypnotic Specter. So they're going to use Coliseum to draw and try and find a Gush, I guess. Yeah, I think we're just supposed to wait it out here. All right, Wasteland's pretty good. I think it makes sense to Wasteland here. Reduce their options, because now they have to tap another land if they want to use it, which they are doing. Okay. Discard island, counterspell. All right. They could have Thwart, or they could have Gush, or they could have Chain. Yeah, I think I keep passing the turn. This is a hard deck to play against. They have like 1 turn, or well, depending on how many lands they draw, I guess. All right, they did find the Gush, so they have a couple more turns. I kind of want to wait until I draw some more lands so I can like uncork a giant Cabal Therapy plus Hypnotic Specter plus maybe Animate Factory all on the same turn. All right, that's their other island. Okay, is it time? They could have Thwart, or they could have... Yeah, I think we keep waiting. They let the Stasis die. Oh, they're just going to play like land... What are they doing? I guess they didn't have the land, probably, or else they wouldn't have let it die. I don't know. All right, let's kick it off with the Cabal Therapy, I guess. Probably name Thwart here. Can't be Gush, because they would have Gushed, so... Can't be... And I think they would have Chained also. Could be another Stasis. Maybe I should just name that. I have options. All right, it is another Stasis. They also have Impulse, Flash, and Black Vice. Interesting. Flash is pretty good. Let's flashback this therapy. I wish I had a Withered Wretch to get rid of this Flash of Insight, but I don't. Let's name... What are we naming here? I guess I'll name Stasis and make them have to try and find something. Find another copy. And then I think maybe I play... If I was gonna flashback again, I should have named Impulse probably. That was a mistake. So I guess let's not do that, and let's just get down Hypnotic Specter. I'm a little afraid to play Graveborn Muse, so yeah, let's just play that. Pass the turn. All right, they're flashing for 0 so they can flash for a lot. Makes sense. They drew Stasis. Cool. There's Black Vice, sure. Ritual's a decent draw. Yeah, let's Hypnotic Specter. Get their Impulse, and now here they're playing... They can flash for a lot. I think I need to... I think I can afford to try and wait 1 more turn. That way I could maybe play 2 shades. I play that, play an island, sure. Okay, I whiffed on the thing, so now maybe I need to just play shade. I could also therapy myself to get some cards out of my hand. Maybe I'm supposed to do that, actually. It would involve revealing my hand, which is not great, but I'm going to wait one more turn. That way I can at least rat. Never mind, I can no longer rat. Well, now the next turn I will want to rat, because they're going to pay this and keep a card in their hand, probably. All right, I'm at 8. Okay, whatever, I'm just going to move to discard. I think I need to try and get rid of their card with Ravenous Rats. Discard Snuff Out. Okay, they pay with that. They draw a card. They drew a land. That's bad for me. Okay, I'm taking a lot of damage here. I guess I gotta fire this off. Let's just play a ritual. Really wish I had drawn one more land at any point there. Let's play a shade, I guess. And I will Cabal Therapy myself. Sacrificing, I guess sacrificing Hypnotic Specter. Sure. Naming Smother. And now we just have to try and hope they whiff here. Oh, they drew Gush. That's bad news for us. Another Black Vise, sure. Dark Ritual. I suppose I will attack. I don't think I'm going to get enough mana to pump it to 18 power. Otherwise. Withered Wretch. Where were ya? I mean, they still haven't played the Flash, so I guess it doesn't matter. I think I can't win anymore, but we'll play a little bit longer. There is a land, so we can get under the vise for the moment. I guess I'll play a, do I play a Wretch or do I play a Rats? I guess I'll play a Rats. Now they're gonna dig with, whatchamacallit, I think, Flash, or maybe not. Okay, I'm probably gonna die here. Oh, I drew a land. Not dead yet. In for 1. So yeah, I guess I should have played some stuff earlier. I don't know, I didn't think it was gonna come to this with all these Black Vises. Oh, okay, there's the Gush. Now I'm probably drawing dead here, unless I go like Swamp into Powder Keg. Duress technically keeps me alive. Flash plus Chain, and I guess I'll take Chain. If they cast Chain there in response, I think I just lose. All right, there is a non-land. Yeah, this is a tricky deck to play. I don't think I played that game very well, but I don't know. I had their hand torn apart, and then they just drew a Daze for my Hypnotic Specter off the Impulse. So maybe I should have named Impulse. Okay, now we know what we're up against, so we can make some very, very minor upgrades. We can get all the removal out, add in Scroll and Funeral Charm. What else? Anything else? I could just play Tormod's Crypt's actually good because they have Flash, and it costs 0, so you can get under Black Vise with it. Yeah, this is the optimal configuration. I still have Snuff Out. I should not have that. That's actually the worst one because I can't just play it to get it out of my hand. I forgot about that. All right, let's play first. Yeah, we'll keep. I mean, you do want discard against them, so that is good. Don't actually have a threat, so that part's not ideal, but we'll Duress, see if they have multiples. Maybe we can snag it with Therapy the next turn. I'm not going to use my Ritual because I don't really need to. Chain, Counterspell, Stasis, Impulse. I'm actually going to take Chain. No. Yeah, I'm going to take Chain because Chain is a good answer to Hypnotic Specter if I draw it, and the rest of the cards are all kind of similar. Chain's gone, Island's gone. Withered Wretch is a spell, so I do like that. Let's kick it off with a Dark Ritual. See if they daze this. Seemed unlikely. Okay, let's Therapy them. And we'll name Stasis. Actually, does that make sense? They can't really play Stasis next turn, but they could play Counterspell. So the plan here is to play Wretch and Spawning Pool. Then next turn we can Therapy again, and we can Flash it back if we have to. Yeah, let's just name Stasis. Boomerang. Interesting. Play Withered Wretch, play Spawning Pool, pass the turn. Okay, let's kick it off with another Therapy. And we will let's name Impulse. Because the rest of the cards don't really do anything without something to go with them. Flash of Insight. Okay. Now, do I get rid of something else? No, I don't think so. I think I just play Factory and attack. All right. That was dumb. I should have not played Factory before attacking. That was a bit of a mistake. I guess I will exile some cards. I mean, they could have waited till my end of turn, so it's just 2 damage really, but it's a bit of a mistake. So now I can just animate Factory and get rid of their counterspell, which I think I will do, because I want to play Hypnotic Specter this turn if the coast is clear, assuming they don't have like Daze or something. All right, they've counterspelled. Well, yeah, I'm still gonna play into Daze if they have it. They have it. This Hypnotic Specter is too good to not try to play. And it is nerve-wracking playing against Stasis. I do not like doing it at all. Everything they do is at instant speed. I think it's a good matchup, but it's stressful. The discard of Stasis. All right. Yeah, I'm going to try the Withered Wretch here because I do think it's good against Flash. They have counterspells. Their last card. Okay. I guess they got me. They've managed to protect their Flash of Insight. So good for them. Trevor's Ruins. All right. They're going to flash for 1 maybe? Yep, they get their card back. I mean, they're still in a tight spot, but they got their Gush. That's pretty good. Let's play Shade. All right, now they can flash end of turn and possibly draw into some incredible sequence of cards, but it's going to be tough. They lose an island. I'm going to play this Graveborn Muse. They're going to flash for 6. All right, if they go Gush into Stasis, it could be a problem for me. Sabo's Web. Yeah, it's fine. Okay, they don't have a Stasis. I feel good about our chances. Play a land. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Not lethal, so we'll try playing a rat. Discard Daze. I will attack and probably not pump, I guess. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think the mana is more valuable. And actually, I'm just going to flash back and name something. I don't know. What could they have? I feel like they would have played Chain. I guess they could have Thwart, maybe. They probably just have nothing, would be my guess, but let's try it. They do have a Thwart. Ooh, and a Gush. All right. I guess those are the 2 cards that they could not have played. Yeah, so that makes sense. Play an island. I guess I should have named Gush. Oops. All right, well, they gushed, and they played a Stasis, so we are continuing on. Dark Ritual. Cursed Scroll. I guess I will play Cursed Scroll. Actually, will I? Does that do anything? Maybe not. Okay, I'll pass. I mean, I did get a card with the therapy, so that's good. Okay, let's try playing Dark Ritual. Let's try playing a Ravenous Rats. It's probably good here. Upheaval. Okay, let's try playing a Powder Keg. If things get really dire, we can take that up to 4 and kill our Graveborn Muse. Okay, they pay for that. Pass the turn. Play an island. Always yield. I will say yes. Draw. Dark Ritual. All right, get in with a rat. Send it back. How many gushes have they gone through? 1, 2, 3. They only have 1 gush left. So they could have Chain. So that's something. I'm going to leave this keg on 1. I also got to watch my clock. No. Yield. All right, nothing there. How do they keep doing this? It's crazy. I sent so many discard spells at them. Another island. Cool. All right. I will not add a counter. I will draw. Okay. I mean, without Vise, I'm not really dying that quick. Another land. Draw. Okay, Wasteland. I guess I'll play a Wasteland. And I'll move to discard. I'll discard I guess I'll discard a Snuff Out. Not going to be playing that one. They found their 4th gush. All right. I don't like that. This is crazy. I need yeah, I don't know. I need more practice against Stasis. I feel like I'm clearly not playing or against it correctly, but I'm also not really sure what else I should have been doing this whole time. All right, I'm going to try not playing a spell so that they can't, like, gush. But then again, Chain is also, like, an out of theirs, so I don't know. I guess I am going to try playing a spell. So I try playing Dark Ritual. Let's try therapying them, naming Chain. Chain of Vapor. No. Okay. Counterspell, Impulse, Black Vise. Cool. I guess I will flash it back, naming, maybe I'll get rid of my Muse at this point, and name, I don't know, Impulse. And then play a, Rats, I suppose. Can I kill them? I mean, they are at 4. I'm actually going to play a Shade, and then once I draw 2 more swamps, I can kill them with it. All right, I'll pass. I should always yield to that. I keep forgetting to do that. There's the island. No. Draw. Duress. I'm not attacking yet. I will save that for a lethal swing later, hopefully. They got to be coming close to the end of the line here. All right, they pay again. They're out of gushes. I think as long as I don't play a spell, unless they get like Island Chain, that would be a disaster. I'm going to do... No, okay. I guess I was trying to do always no, but I guess I can't. All right, Ritual's good. Pass the turn. The problem with using Ritual is they could have Thwart now. They drew the Chain. All right, yep, they chain. And now they can bounce my Keg, I guess? Or my Shade. They don't have a lot of cards left. They're bouncing my Shade. Great. That's really annoying. No, I'm not going to sack a land. End my turn. Discard, I don't know. Scroll. I don't think that's happening. I have 1 minute left. So they play City, they play Stasis, sure. No, draw, Factory, pass the turn. Yeah, maybe I should have kept the Muse, I don't know. I'm assuming I need to always yield to this. So these Stasis matches just take way longer than you think they will. Always yield. Exiling a card. Alright, sure. I guess I shouldn't let them do that. Vise. Okay. I mean, I have to sack this now. I should probably have destroyed that. Okay. Curse Scroll. Nope, that ain't gonna do it. Discard that. F6 through their turn. Draw land. Nope. Okay, F6. Discard Graveborn Muse. F6. No possible play. Yield all. Problem is I can't yield on my turn because I might draw something, but I'm not doing that. Yield through this turn. I was trying to yield through this turn. I don't understand. Don't understand Moto, okay? Draw, Tormod's Crypt, play it, pass the turn, no lands, discard Curse Scroll, pass the turn. They're getting close to the end, I think. Something's gonna happen. I think at this point I just F6 and discard. No, don't cast it. All right, F6, discard a Rats, F6, right click, attack all, F6, and kill them. Oh man, 5 seconds on the clock. All right, lesson learned, I need to play faster against Stasis, but we managed to get there. Yeah, Stasis is such a weird deck because you can feel like you're ahead and then they can gush into Stasis and lock you, but then it can seem like they're far ahead and then they just run out of ways to bounce it and they die. All right. His hand is not particularly good. You can kind of think of the Wasteland as a spell, but we should probably try and do better. Okay, I think this is a bit better. I don't know what my opponent's playing. I don't think my hand is particularly, like Therapy's particularly good here because it's totally blind and I have no rats. So I'm going to keep and I'm going to put the Therapy on the bottom. And I think I'm just going to play this Scroll and pass the turn. Flooded Strand. Okay, that's the kind of thing Therapy would be good against. So, but you know, these are things that happen. I'm just going to play Nantuko Shade. It could be Replenish. They play a Plains. Pass the turn. Okay, I guess I'll play Factory and I will attack. And I'll go ahead and pump. Take 4. They still do nothing. Play an island. I'm pretty confused what's going on here. Because I feel like if they were Replenish or Blue-White Control, they would have done something at this point. Instead, they've done nothing. Okay, well, we drew Duress, so I'm going to play Factory so I can pay for Mana Leak, and then I'm going to Duress and see what is going on here, if I can. Okay, it is Replenish, and their hand is pretty stacked. Yeah, I am in a lot of trouble. Let's see. I don't think there's any way I can win here. If they ever assemble Opal Wave, I'm kind of toast. Let's just play, or maybe just take Intuition and hope their Frantic Search isn't very good. Maybe they just never find any lands off it. Frantic Search now. Okay. Discard Opal and Decree. Take some damage. Possibly getting replenished here. Just a wave. Okay. So they can wave my Shade. I mean, I'm sure they have Replenish next turn, because otherwise I would think they would just keep Opalescence in hand. It doesn't really matter. We have not drawn what we need here. I guess I'll just attack. Sure. Okay. Actually, this is not totally true. We do have Chainer's Edict, but if they have Replenish, the Chainer's Edict isn't going to help. But if they just have another Opalescence, we might be able to get them. And I guess based on that, maybe I should have used Factory, because I don't really want to reveal that that's what I have. Okay, they do have Opalescence. So we take 4 here, and I guess I might as well scroll, because I'm going to do this on my turn anyway. Yeah, I can't stop that. My Shade is gone. Shade is removed. Okay, and then my scroll finishes. I have Chainer's Edict. I whiff. Well, they know both cards in my hand, and then neither of them are great. But the Edict does let me keep playing, so there's that. Oh, interesting. So another cards are Mana Leak and Attunement. Could be worth it to get this Snuff Out of my hand. In fact, I probably should have done that. Yeah, I definitely should have done that just to get it out of my hand. Although sometimes they play Exalted Angel, so it's a little risky. But yeah, I think we Ritual Edict, Wasteland, and Ritual Edict, and Double Factory. Yeah, I think that's the play. The Snuff Out's still good if they have another Opalescence, although they have 1 in play and 1 in the graveyard, so that probably isn't going to happen. And I don't think this Wasteland is actually that important for them, but I guess I will do it anyway. Animate. Yeah, I definitely should have played that Snuff Out so I could guarantee hitting with Scroll. That was a big mistake. Not an intuitive play, but oh no, what am I talking about? I need it for this Attunement, of course. Oh, never mind. They just used the Attunement right away. But you know, It's good to have the option. Yeah, because that could be a blocker for them, in theory. All right, so they're digging for Replenish. We have one more turn. But actually, wow, 3 attunements. Okay, they play a land. So they have Mana Leak plus land. Okay, we draw. I'm going to send with the factories. Do I send with both? Does it matter? Don't think it really matters. Because if they have a swords, they just swords one anyway. So, yeah. I'll send with the factories. Attack you to 2. Play a land and your turn. So they have Mana Leak and 2 unknowns. And actually, if they replenish right now, I don't think it does anything. Because I can just scroll them during my upkeep. They discard 2 lands. Yeah. Wow. That's crazy that we won that game. This is, Replenish is not as strong without Parallax Tide. All right. Yeah, when I saw their hand after that Duress, I did not think there was any way it was winning the game. It was just all gas. All right. So Gloom's good here. Graveborn Muse is good. Tormod's Crypt is good. Dystopia is pretty solid. I don't know if I want all 3. They do have Exalted Angel sometimes. We can take out Curse Scroll, despite the fact that it won me that game. I don't think that's like... it's not the worst, honestly, in the matchup, but I think we have better cards. And I hesitate to cut all the removal because they do sometimes have Meddling Mage and Exalted Angel. I think the Edicts are better than Smother. And let's see. What is the last card? All my cards are good, really. Could be a Snuff Out. Snuff Out, Edict, Chainer's Edict, Dystopia, Gloom. I think it's worth having 2 Muses in this matchup. Well, that's a bit slow. Maybe I actually don't want 2 Muses, because the matchup's really, it tends not to grind on that much. Usually somebody does their thing, and the other player just kind of loses. So a second Muse might not really be what I'm looking for here. I'd rather have, answers to their stuff. I guess the only other thing is, could I have one less removal spell since I am bringing in Dystopia that could deal with Angel and Meddling Mage? I do think I like Ritual in this matchup. I mean, I definitely like Ritual. Yeah, no, I think I like this setup. Do that. Okay. This is not the strongest hand, but it does have a Wasteland. I could probably do better, but I can cast my stuff if I draw it. Okay, I'm getting behind on the clock. I need to just decide what to do here. I think I could probably do better. I'm going to mulligan. I'm not sure if this is actually better, but I don't want to mulligan again. I'll put a Dark Ritual on the bottom and be done. Maybe that first hand was a keep. Wasteland is disruption, kind of, and the factories were pretty good last game, although I feel like that was a bit of an aberration. Okay, I mean, Withered Wretch is kind of pretty good here, so I'm just going to Ritual into Duress plus Wretch, and hopefully play this Dystopia later if I need to. All right, what do we got? Sabo's Web, Replenish, Intuition, Decree of Silence, Ancient Tomb. Interesting. I don't really like getting webbed, but I'm not sure I can afford to mess around with that right now. I think I just need to take this Intuition because they can play it next turn, and I don't want them to do that, to be quite honest. So, I mean, on the other hand, I could just Therapy whatever they Intuition for. It would be nice to not have my factory locked down. And in theory, I can handle the Replenish with Wretch. Yeah, because that puts a bunch of enchantments in their graveyard, right? So I don't really want to do that. No, I just got to take Intuition here. It's annoying, but I got to do it and be okay with getting webbed. There it is. Okay, well, let's Therapy away. I mean, the Replenish doesn't actually do that much because in theory we have it covered with Wretch, so maybe we just Therapy something else. Could Therapy the Decree and get rid of it. Yeah, that seems all right. Therapy, Decree, and then just eat it. Decree, Frantic Search, Replenish. Okay, well, that is a little scary because now they could get some stuff into play if they have a very, very good Frantic Search. And so given that, I'm actually just going to hit the Frantic Search. But then they could Replenish Decree. Oh, this did not work out. I should have just hit Replenish. Ugh. Yeah, okay. Yeah, let's do that. My brilliant plan is looking less brilliant here. Oh, wait, what am I doing? Now they can just Replenish this Decree into play. Oh god, this is horrible. All right, it's getting late. I'm making some poor decisions here. All right, they have a Decree of Silence in play. That's not good. This is very much not ideal, and it is entirely my own fault that this happened. I'm getting tired, if you couldn't tell. Okay, well, there's a swamp. Now they just need to draw, anything. Yeah, I really messed this one up. I needed to just hit not name Decree, and then once I did name it, not hit Decree. Okay, they have an attunement. Wrath of God. Sure, there's no reason to hit any of these cards. All right. They activate attunement. He's drawing badly, but I don't. I mean, he has all the time in the world because I need to play 3 spells in order to ever do anything again. I don't actually have any spells that do anything. Anyway, there's a Wasteland. I mean, I guess I'll Wasteland. Will I? Does that even do anything? Not really. I think actually I'm supposed to Wasteland the Wastes. And I think maybe at this point my best bet is to just like play. No, I could draw Rituals. Spiritual Focus. Okay, it doesn't do that much. Rats. I can send this in to get countered. So that's 1 counter gone. Swamp. Yeah, I guess we'll keep passing. He returns attunement, discards some cards, plays Parallax Wave. Okay. Discarded attunement. Interesting. Seems like a bit of a strange play. Okay, so I'm trying to get some counters off the Decree here. I don't actually know which of these cards is even the best one. I guess Dystopia is probably the worst one at this point. We'll launch that into it. And then I think maybe I'll pass the turn. See if I can figure out something better here to play. They pass. Hypnotic Specter. Yeah, that's probably worst. So we'll play that. Get rid of this Decree. And then I guess I'll try playing Gloom. Might get countered, but maybe not. My opponent's not drawing anything. Yeah. Okay, Gloom resolves. But if he still just needs to like get to intuition. Yeah. So now he can just replenish. And I'm not going to be able to beat Decree coming into play. He can just seal my, unless there's no replenishes, unless there's only like 2 replenishes, maybe. Because he can play Replenish with 1 more land. But if he doesn't have a 3 replenishes left, then it gets plains. Okay, so it's in his hand, I guess. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, clearly he wants the land for something. No? Okay, second main. No? Not doing anything. What is in his hand? I'm totally stumped here. I'm going to play Withered Wretch and see what happens. And, like, eat the graveyard if I can. Okay, he can remove the Withered Wretch, but yeah, that's fine. I need all this mana up to eat these cards out of the graveyard, I think. Okay, so let's exile Decree, exile Seal of Cleansing, exile Attunement, and is that actually all the enchantments? Huh, I guess I'll exile Swords for fun. Now my Wretch goes under the wave. Another Intuition. Okay, so you had 2 Intuitions. Okay, you get Opalescence. Okay, so now there's only 1 counter left on the wave. Okay, so there's an Opalescence. Wow, this is a crazy game. So there's a Parallax Wave with 1 counter against my Gloom, which is now a creature, and this is absolutely wild. Yeah, I mean, I'll play an Nantuko Shade, I guess. They can remove the Gloom, but then the wave still dies, targeting itself. Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. I guess that does work. But now they have to do it again and pay 3 every time. Oh, but then they can remove the Gloom. Right. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing I could do about it. So gross. Oh, are they gonna like die to Ancient Tomb? No. Oh no, wait, they can't, because they need to remove 1 and then remove. It actually takes 2 counters, so they don't have. They have enough. They could. They don't want to go to 1. They should definitely go to 1. I mean, I have nothing in my hand. I took all the scrolls out of my deck. I can't deal any direct damage, but I guess they don't know that. And once they get Opal Wave online, I really have no answer to it. I can't even edict them because they have this spiritual focus. But if they decide not to go to 1, I obviously am fine with that. I don't understand. Can't they just remove the Gloom and then proceed as normal? Why do they need to go to 1? I mean, at the very least, they can get rid of all my other creatures. Yeah, they're getting rid of the Gloom, and unfortunately, there's nothing I can do about it. I'll get rid of their Opalescence and their other Opalescence. So I somehow, I guess, almost won this game despite making an epic mistake, but I think I am going to end up not winning it because they still have an activation, so, and they have a random blocker. So I think I have no outs, but we'll see. All right, Swamp's definitely not an out. Yeah, I'll just pass. I have no good attacks because they could just block both my stuff, both my creatures. So I guess maybe my decision to hit their Attic Waste instead of Tomb was also ended up being bad because of the The Gloom. Yeah, I have no outs at this point. Duress, nope. Okay, we will concede. The way that went, I mean, obviously excluding my horrific mistake at the beginning, it kind of made me think that Drain Life could maybe be good. It also made me think they don't have Angel because I didn't see it at all, and they're playing Wrath of God. So given that information, I can lean a little bit more on. And the weird thing is Edict is still sometimes kind of good, but it also seems like Funeral Charm could actually sometimes be good against them. What else do they have? Spiritual Focus. Yeah, so it kind of makes me think I want this last Dystopia. I think maybe I just get rid of the most of the removal except maybe a Diabolic Edict. Yeah, this looks reasonable. Or do I just want this second Muse? I mean, the creatures are important, but yeah, let's do this. This configuration we'll play first. This is a good hand. I'll keep it. They mull to 6. I'm going to lead with a Duress, into Wretch, into Hypnotic Specter. Pretty strong. I will try not to facilitate my opponent replenishing into something good when I could prevent it. Seal Mana Leak, Attunement. Interesting. So if I don't take Leak, they could leak my Specter. I guess I'll take Leak. Attunement is also an option there, but I do, at least for the moment, they haven't killed my Withered Wretch, so I do sort of have it covered. Draw Spawning Pool, play Withered Wretch. Pass the turn. They fetch, they play Ancient Tomb, they play Attunement on turn 2. Pretty strong, pretty strong. So, this is a bit scary. I think I have a pretty good play here in Wasteland plus Duress plus Wretch, so I'm going to do that instead of playing Hippie because I don't want to just get... I mean, maybe I'm playing too scared of Attunement Replenish or whatever, but I don't really think so. This seems fine enough. I'll take the Seal. I will Wasteland their Tomb. I'll attack for 2 and pass the turn. And their hand is 3 lands. They play a Plains. They play Spiritual Focus. Well, guess I'm glad I didn't play Specter, because that would not be good anymore. Okay, I need to draw Dystopia. But in the meantime, I will exile their Seal of Cleansing. And I guess just hope that this Withered Wretch can go all the way. I will play Spawning Pool, because there's no point playing Specter at the moment, and I don't want to tap out of graveyard stuff. Okay, they play land. I'll eat their graveyard, I guess. There's my 1 Edict that I left in. Cool, 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 cool. I'll attack for 2. I don't think I need to get frisky with Spawning Pool just yet. Although, honestly, what else am I doing? Maybe I should have. But I kind of want to leave up some Withered Wretch activations. Okay, they play land. What do they play? Island? Okay, so they still have Attic Our Waste in hand. I guess I'll eat their last card. Untap, draw. Cabal Therapy. I don't want to play that because they have Spiritual Focus in play. Yeah, it's time to get in with the Spawning Pool, I guess. Your time has come. Pass the turn. Alright, they activate Attunement. They discard 4 cards. They only had 2, so hopefully it's nothing too crazy, but it might be. The draws are terrible today, they say, so that's an indication that their draw was not good. I want to let them know that the Spiritual Focus is doing serious work, but I also don't want to reveal that right now to them. But once they concede, I will tell them. Maybe it will be a small consolation, assuming they do concede and I don't wind up losing, which I still think I could. Because my opponent was complaining about their draw last game and they still won, even though it was kind of difficult. Granted, I had to make an epic punt, but even so. Attunement back in the mix. Attic Our Waste is in the graveyard. All right. They get another crack at it next turn, and I can't do anything about it because of Spiritual Focus. Let's get rid of that Attunement, and we'll get rid of another card for fun, just to make the graveyard easier to see, basically. Gloom. That's what I'm talking about. I will give up on my Spawning Pool attack for this turn in order to play this card, because this is a good card. In for 2. What is this? They fetch for an island? No, they fetch for plains and play an island. And they're playing something or other. For 5, Seal of Cleansing. Okay. So they can blow up my Gloom later. Okay, play land. This is a trigger, so I guess I could play Hypnotic Specter. Maybe I'm supposed to do that, actually. Or I could put them to 2, then they can't use Ancient Tomb. I don't know what Ancient Tomb would do for them right now. I think they're kind of drawing dead. I think I'm supposed to leave up Withered Wretch activations here. Well, I am going to do that either way, so the question is what to do. I don't know. I'm just going to attack with Spawning Pool, I think. I'm a fool for the pool. It is not an artifact, so, well, they can't activate this anyway. All right, they're digging with attunement. Discarding 4 cards. Anything good? Discard attunement, swords, wastes, and flooded strand. Okay, let's get rid of the attunement, and I guess I will not bother with the rest since I'm low on time here. Untap, draw, Nantuko Shade. I mean, 2 and 1 are similar, so I guess I will just get in with the... I mean, if they swords my Wretch, then I won't be able to activate it anyway, so I'll get in with the spawning pool too. Killing my Gloom. Yeah, that makes sense. And they're swordsing my Withered Wretch, sure. I guess I will eat this Seal of Cleansing from the graveyard, put them to 1, and play Nantuko Shade. Cannot Cabal Therapy. I keep wanting to therapy them, but I can't because there's Spiritual Focus in play. So I will just pass the turn. They can't replenish. They could wave, which would be really annoying, and it looks like that is what they're doing, which is very annoying, but it's fine. Swamp. All right, I mean, I'm gonna make them do this. Actually, I think maybe I don't do this because I have the Edict for Opal. So I'm actually just gonna get in with Shade, make them do that, play Hypnotic Specter. And then if they play Opal, I Edict them, they get rid of all my creatures, and then I kill them with Spawning Pool. That's how this will go, I think. Yeah, I don't want my pool under this wave, actually. I want it free. They have to hit the Specter. Sabo's Web. Pool is 1-time use only. That's another reason that it's good to not have it under there, because it will come back tapped. This game is crazy. Okay, they have to hit Specter. I am drawing a lot of lands right now. All right, I believe this is a trigger, so if they let this happen, they die. Yeah. All right, that's under there. Play a land. Pass the turn. They're at 1. Opal? Frantic Search. Oh no, this could be bad. Please play Opal so that I can bizarrely win with my Diabolic Edict. Actually, no, Diabolic Edict does not work because they can just sack the Spiritual Focus. So I was wrong this whole time. I do not want them to play Opalescence at all because they have so much fodder. This game is insane. It really is. Can I just draw a Drain Life so that I can just win? No. All right. There's really no point to... I actually don't know if it's better to make them use this counter or not. It's probably not, but I think it's actually not better. Because then what? This dies, the attunement replenishes now and out. Yeah, I think I'm going to not make them not do it. Because, I mean, this is also lethal, so... I do wish I had... yeah, no, never mind. Snuff Out does not work with Opal Wave in play, so... All right, they're digging. I mean, either they assemble Opal Wave or they don't. The stupid Spiritual Focus is like insane right now. All right, they discarded some cards. Replenish to get Attunement and Decree of Silence. Yeah. I can't do anything about it. But now they're dead to Spawning Pool. Unless their last card is Swords. Man, that would be so horrible. But then again, I still get a redraw. Okay, well, I gotta go for it. I cannot therapy them because they will just gain 2 life. So here we go. Activating the pool. Attacking. It is swords, isn't it? I need the swords. So they don't have it. Sounds like. All the game, no sword. Until very late. I mean, they had 2 swords in the graveyard. He's digging with attunement, but... Oh, wait. Yeah, they are going to have 1 left. They still have a redraw. Okay. Can they find it? I have Wrath in hand. Yeah, they couldn't find the swords. They have a Wrath in hand. I told them the Spiritual Focus was doing some serious work this game. GG's. That was epic. Mostly due to my own incredible misplay in game 2, but this game was pretty epic and I don't think I did anything too stupid. Spawn when tapped, I have Sabo and Parallax, but not enough for 1 mana. Right. Yeah, I mean, if it went under the wave, then it would come back tapped and he has Sabo's Web in play, so yeah, I think that's what they're saying. Can't take risk with Sabo draw. Not sure. But, alright. Got our money's worth on that one. Alright, needed a minute to decompress after that. We are in the top 4. I kept this hand. And, am I going to blind therapy? I think maybe I am. I'm going to name Sword Splashers, because that will interfere with my rat plan hit. And we're playing against Replenish, which isn't ideal. But at least we got a card. And we can go get their... presence. We definitely will. However, I do have 2 dead cards in my hand, so given that that's the matchup, it's not looking ideal. They discard Opalescence. We'll just go ahead and get this in, well, actually, I mean they can bury an Enchantress's presence with the Miri's Guile anyway, so yeah, we'll just get it now. I was thinking about waiting to try and get a second one, but it's not really going to be possible. Oh, they drew Argothian Enchantress. Cool, 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 cool. I do not have an Edict, so this one is not looking good. Despite blind hitting and getting an Enchantress effect out of their hand, still not going to be enough, probably. It shows the power of the Enchantress and also just what a bad matchup this is. I think, do they have a planes left? I'm not really sure. Dark Ritual, not a good draw. All right, they look with Guile. Play a Heath, play a Growth, fetch, play Sterling Grove, probably. No, Seal of Cleansing. Okay, Exploration. Yeah, they're going off. And, okay, their last card is Sterling Grove, I guess. Draw. Factory. Probably not gonna do the trick, especially with a Seal of Cleansing in play. I'm starting to, I don't know, I'm starting to lean more towards Diabolic Edict and stuff in this metagame. Smother is, it's better some of the time, but it would be nice to have more ways to kill an Argothian Enchantress. Play Sarah Sanctum, sacking for a presence, playing Miri's Guile to draw into the presence, and play it. Playing Enchantress's presence. Alright. Oh, Ravenous Rats. Well, that will certainly get it done. I guess if they brick for literally the entire rest of the game, maybe we have a chance. Looks like they found an enchantment. Now they're going to draw 2 cards. Oh, they didn't play anything else. I lied. They played a land. I draw. Oh, Wasteland. Yeah, that's going to be effective at this point. In for 1 with the rats. I mean, I will Wasteland their Sarah Sanctum, I guess. So, yeah, now they have a fetch land in case the top 3 aren't good. But it looks like they are good. Another Enchantress presence. I should concede, but I just kind of want to see a little bit more of what's in their deck. I certainly can't win at this point. I couldn't win really when they played the Argothian Enchantress and I didn't kill it right away. There's Parallax Wave. Oh no, they still need Opalescence. Alright, Parallax Wave, that's normal. Just kind of want to see if I'm going to have to deal with Elephant Grass. Although, if I do, I don't really know what I'm going to do about it. I have no real thing I can do about it, but I'm just curious. Alright, Ravenous Rats. That's what I'm talking about. Discard whatever that card is. Enchantress. Attack with a rat. Yeah, that's right. You're at 14. They fetch. See a fresh 3. Exploration to draw 4. Pretty solid. Alright, a Duress. This'll do it. But this does fulfill my desire to get more information. Okay, they swords a rat. You hate to see it. Argothian and Sarah Sanctum. Sure. Get in with my remaining rat. Alright, I got a Sterling Grove. I'm assuming they will just use this to sack and get Opalescence. But let's see. Oh, they don't want to do that yet. Okay, sure. Take your time. I drew a Mishra's Factory. I'll attack with my rat. They're going to take... Oh no, they're going to block. Okay, they're blocking with their Argothian Enchantress. Pass the turn. I guess they want the extra... No, they can't use the Parallax Tide trick if everything has Shroud. I guess they can get rid of Shroud whenever they want. I don't know. Alright, there's Opalescence. Another Sterling Grove. I suppose they could just kill me with their enchantments too. Let's fire up a factory. See what happens. Oh, they killed it. Let's fire up another factory. Swords that one too. Alright. Gain some life. I'm at 5, but it's about to turn around. A swamp. Alright. I've decided I'm not winning. Okay. Dystopia is good. Muse is good. I actually think Drain Life is good. Gloom, yes. And I'm going to try having even more Engineered Plagues this time. And the Edict. And the Crypt. I won't do all 4 plagues, but I'm going to try it with 3. Because I just think, I don't know, maybe I'm biased from the last match, but answering their Enchantresses is just so important. And like, if you don't do it, you will just lose. This might be overkill, I don't know. I'm going to have to take out a lot of cards. I'll take out the Snuff Out and the 2 Smothers quite easily. And then after that, instead of trim 4 cards, or sorry, 6 cards. Maybe Dystopia is like not actually that great. We can cut some of the Specters. It feels weird to cut discard, but at the same time, discard doesn't really do anything after like the first few turns, but like, I don't know, you do need it. It's a tricky balance to strike. I still need to cut 5 more cards. I mean, maybe I just cut the Edicts and rely on Engineered Plague. On the play, I can still play a Plague before they draw a card, unless they have Wild Growth. Okay, let's trim a couple of Specters, a couple, I guess let's not, Chainers is not going to be relevant. Let's just keep the 2 Diabolic Edicts. We can trim a Rats, and we can trim a guess we trim another Rats. We're so low on threats here, but yeah, let's try this. We're really leaning hard on Shade, Wretch, and Graveborn Muse to actually, like, win us the game. Okay, it has one land, but it does have some interaction. I don't think I can mulligan. I'm gonna keep and hope to draw some lands. I am just gonna play Hypnotic Specter, and then I can Therapy for Enchantress the next turn, or whatever. And I could have Therapied to, like, inform my decision, but then I'm losing out on attack with Specter, and I just don't think that's worth it. Alright, Wasteland gets us part of the way towards our other cards that we like. So if I Therapy, I want to do it first to have a better chance of hitting whatever's left. I do have Plague to deal with Argothian if I draw a land. So that makes me think I should be naming Enchantress's Presence here again. I'll probably whiff on it again, but I feel like that makes sense. So we'll do that. Okay, we were wrong again. They do have two Argothian Enchantresses. Wow. Alright, let's attack with our Specter, get a card at random, Opalescence. And now we have a choice. Kind of a hard choice. We could let them play Argothian Enchantress and draw a card, and then play Engineered Plague on it. Or we could, but we don't have the third land. Or we could just sack Specter right now, hit both Enchantresses, but then we have like no pressure whatsoever. But we could eventually draw Dystopia and use it to eat a lot of their permanents. I think I am going to get rid of both of these. I just think it's not going to go well if they just have an Enchantress. Like, if we whiff next turn, it's kind of too late. If we already had the land, I wouldn't do this, but I am going to do it now. Since they have two of them, I think it's worth it. Alright, now it is their turn. They have Wild Growth, Plains, Miri's Guile, and an unknown card. There's the Miri's Guile. They pass. No land. So we would not have hit the land. I'll play a Ravenous Rats to get their last card. It is a land. Okay. So now we actually, we have some answers, but we're going to need to draw some mana. They decided not to play whatever they were going to play. All right, let's get in for one with a rat. No, I'm not sure what they wouldn't have. I mean, I guess it could be any enchantment they're saving for a Enchantress effect. Miri's Guile. Yep. All right, that's gone. Your turn. We yield to the Guile. Okay, they draw and do not play anything. We drew a land, but not a swamp. So we cannot play Dystopia. We can play Gloom, though, which is pretty decent. So do you play Gloom or Plague? I guess we want to play Gloom first because it makes it harder for them to play a Seal of Cleansing and use it. But play Gloom. I should have attacked first. My bad. Play my swords, my rat now. No, they didn't. Okay, get in for one. And see, this is why I don't want to cut too many creatures, because you need them for therapy. The awkward Black has a lot of good sideboard cards, but the awkward thing is they all cost 3 mana. And it just makes, I mean, I'm playing 24 lands and 4 Dark Rituals, but it just is so awkward sometimes. All right, they played an Argothian. Unfortunately, we have the answer. I guess I'll save Edict because this is more mana efficient. I don't know. I will name Druid and attack with Rats. At some point here, we're going to attack for more than 1 damage in the match. Oh, that's not true. We hit once with a hippie. Duress. Yeah, I'll take a peek. Is this a swords on our rat? Oh, it is. All right, my Duress whiffs, but I do get to attack with Mishra's Factory, which is double our previous damage. All right, what are they playing here? Sterling Grove. Okay. All right, we drew land, or a swamp for Dystopia, so let's get that into play. Our trio of enchantments against their enchantment deck. You love to see it. Please sacrifice an enchantment, if you would. They sack Miri's Guile. I still get the trigger. Okay, they draw and do nothing. Yes, I will pay. Withered Wretch is a good one. Let's play that, and we will pass the turn. I'm going to leave up some activations. They sack Sterling Grove. Okay. Sarah's Sanctum. Okay, they get a mana boost here. Replenish. That is brutal. How many enchantments do they have? I mean, I can get their Opalescence, which I definitely will. And what do they have? 2 Miri's Guiles, Sterling Grove. I mean, I guess I get the Sterling Grove. Okay, they get back 2 Miri's Guiles. It's going to make my Dystopia painful, but you know what? I'm still going to pay. Yes. Draw. Duress is not good. Let's get rid of this Sarah's Sanctum right now. Alright, I'm not playing around Replenish anymore. Attack with Factory and Withered Wretch. And pass the turn. They sack Miri's Guile. Sabo's Web. Alright. they've shut down my Mishra's factory. That's annoying. Another Mirror's Guile. Yep. Let's exile one of these Mirror's Guiles. Untap. Not my factory. Am I going to pay some life? Yeah, I am. Yield to that. Draw. Cabal Therapy. Again, not really useful, but we needed it early. Or you need them early, so you got to play a bunch of them. That's why this is such a bad matchup. Like, their kind of threats are just, like, they're presenting the threats, basically, and we have to answer them exactly the right way, or we won't win. That said, it does seem like we're doing okay. Another Wild Growth, sure. Am I going to pay for Dystopia? Yes, I am. I forgot to exile a card, I think. It's getting late here. All right, let's attack. Let's go ahead and play Withered Wretch to put them dead next turn. They have to sack a Wild Growth, so they can't play... I guess they don't have double white anyway, but it limits. Oh no, they sacked a Mirror's Guile. All right, so they can play some stuff. They're trying to play something, but they can't. Probably because of Gloom. All right. Okay, we're on the draw now. What changes, if anything? I'm just going to put all our threats in one pile so we can see how many we actually have. Just 13 plus a Drain Life. Plus the factories, I guess, and the pool. Yeah, I think on the draw, Spectre's even worse. So if I was down to 2 on the play, I should probably not have any more on the draw. Do I want it over Drain Life? Drain Life is a little sketchy, but I mean, I guess it can't really be correct to have Drain Life in when there's like a Dystopia chilling in my sideboard, much as I kind of might want it. Yep. All right, I'll try this. I mean, we're very, very threat light, but I think we kind of have to do it this way in order to be able to answer all their stuff. They have 63 cards in their deck. This hand lacks a second black source, but it does have some discards, so I am going to keep it. We need to draw Swamp. They mulled to 5. Interesting. Why do they have a 63 card deck? I'm not like milling them. Very confused. Okay, they sacrifice their Windswept Heath to get a forest and play Wild Growth. All right. And all right, so yet again, I am forced to blind choose between Enchantress and Enchantress's Presence. I mean, since I drew the Plague, I guess I will not pick Argothian Enchantress and just Duress. And then I can like therapy whatever they have left. Yeah, okay. They didn't have Argothian. They do have Sabo's Web, which is going to be pretty annoying, but I can't afford to let them have a presence next turn. It's just too damaging. I'm just going to have to like accept that this factory is going to get shut down, because yeah, if they draw land, they get to slam presence, and that's, I just can't let it happen. All right, there's the web. They draw a card, they play a plains. Okay, so I'm going to therapy them, naming, did not draw land, that's bad. I'm going to therapy them, naming Seal of Cleansing, I guess. Seal of Cleansing. Sterling Grove is their last card. Yeah, let's go ahead and get rid of that. This thing's not attacking anyway. Can't spell. Sterling Grove. All right. I have 1 land and you have 0 cards, just as Garfield intended. Sarah's Sanctum. That taps for 1. I drew a land, like a sack, and it was a swamp. Play Nantuko Shade, pass the turn. They draw and pass. I draw Dystopia, no land, attack, pump, and pass the turn. They draw 2 cards in hand. All right, they're doing something. Playing a land and playing 5 mana. The hell costs 5 mana? Opalescence. Okay, sure. I have not drawn a land. Yeah, I guess I'll just add Withered Wretch to the mix. Makes up for the damage next turn by attacking. If they draw a wave, I just lose, despite them mulling to 5 and me clearing out like 3 of their cards. Pretty incredible. Sterling Grove. Okay, that can get them wave, and then I will die. Insane. Just, I mean, this shows you how bad the matchup is. Wasteland, man, that almost does something. If I could have just gotten this Dystopia into play a little bit earlier, but I just couldn't do it. Is there anything I can do? I don't think so. I will attack. I mean, I boarded out all my edicts. No, I have a couple left. Okay, they sack it. If I could just play Dystopia and Wasteland them, that'd be fine, but I can't. Let's see, let me just make triple sure of this. If I play Dystopia, they sack Wild Growth, they still have 4 mana. If I Wasteland them, they still have 4 mana. Yeah, there's nothing I can do. And my Dystopia is an enchantment, so they can just remove it with Wave. Okay, alright, actually I do have an out, so I think I should Wasteland them off of, I guess off this Sarah Sanctum. Pass the turn. They play wave. And yeah, they're going to get to eat all my creatures, and I just need to draw an edict, get rid of their wave. I guess I will exile some cards from their graveyard. Alright, I need Dark Ritual. As usual, did not draw Diabolic Edict. Now, as soon as I play another enchantment, I will not be able to use my Edict to kill their wave anymore, and that will be it. Okay, they drew an Aura of Silence, so yeah, that'll probably do it. I didn't draw that anyway. They mulled to 5 and beat me. And I got 3 of the cards. All right, our journey ends here. It was a pretty epic run. We'll be back with a wrap up. Okay, I'm gonna make this brief because I'm losing steam rapidly. I just tried to record my outro without my recording software open. So, we lost to Enchantress there in the top 4, and it was our other loss in the Swiss. It's definitely the deck's worst matchup by a lot. We boarded in like 10 or 11 cards and still lost. They mulliganed to 5. We hit 3 of their cards with discard spells and still lost the game. So, if that doesn't say it all right there, I don't know what does. But I like this deck a lot versus everything else, basically. I mean, its matchups are not like amazing versus everything, but you have a reasonable shot versus just about anything. We managed to win against Replenish with me making a absolutely epic punt in game 2, I think. Basically putting the Decree of Silence in their graveyard for them and then letting them replenish it, which is, I've never done that before. I just kind of lost track of which, like I was trying to account for both cards and I realized afterwards I could only account for one of them, if that makes sense. And I had 2 lines and they sort of crossed in my mind, and the outcome was not good. But no justice in the world. We managed to win that match anyway. Spiritual Focus did some work, but ultimately wasn't enough. The pool got there for the final point of damage. There were some crazy epic matches in this, so this was a good choice of challenge to record. Any changes to the deck moving forward? I could see dropping even more Smothers for more Diabolic Edicts. There's that Enchantress deck running around, or not Enchantress. Well, there's Enchantress, which Diabolic Edict is better against. There's Reanimator, which it's also good against. Granted, they can throw an imp in the way, but sometimes they don't have the imp. They do it differently, and then you can edict their thing. It's pretty much the same against Stifle Knot, but it is a little bit worse against decks with actual creatures like Wild Mongrel and stuff. They have more ways to make it so that you don't kill the creature you want to kill. But I might try it out. I don't know. It warrants some experimentation. Other than that, every card did something. The Enchantress matchup is what it is. It's like we boarded 11 cards, still lost, so I don't really think you can make that too much better. I guess you could play a 3rd Gloom if you were really intent, because that is probably better than these other cards against them. So if you want to pay like $30 for a Gloom and do that, maybe I'll do that. I don't know. It's a cool picture. Anyway, that's going to be it for this challenge overview. I'm going to be back with, hopefully feeling better with some more intricate brews that I did not feel up to piloting in my current condition. But the people wanted Moneyball, the last comments of the video, and I was going to play this anyway. So I'm a man of the people, so I give them what they want. But until next time, please like and subscribe if you enjoy the content, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.